Okay, guys, we're almost here. Welcome to the Tier 5 Saviors of Uldum. Uldum? I don't even know how to say it, Trips. You can be the smart English speaker in this episode.
Uldum?
Uldum?
Uldum.
Uldum? I think there's some more doom in it, but like, okay, we are here. I'm here, Trips is here, and we've brought along two fantastic returning guests. We got Mentalistic.
Hello, everyone.
And the best Odd Warrior player. I just called Bat fat somehow, but I meant to say player. And we're already starting. And I'm already sticking my fucking foot in my mouth. So Bat Maisel, how you doing, dude?
I'm not a planet. That's for sure.
Hey, Kurt Russell was a planet in the second Guardians of the Galaxy movie.
For some reason, I heard Bat say, "Oh, I'm not a plant," and I was like, "If most Odd Warrior players, they're as smart as a house plant." So,
I'm not completely. This whole video is probably going up on YouTube, and it's going to go onto our podcast feed. So it's going to be in multiple places, but I don't fucking care. I just want to talk about cards with you motherfuckers. So
it's going to get demonetized already.
I mean, I'm not monetized anyway, so it's okay. Okay, guys, let's get going. Let's start off with Druid, and let us begin. Okay, guys. This is, I mean, we don't need, like, official, like, letter grades or anything, but we just want to talk about everything and see how we feel about everything and how we think it's going to end up affecting the wild meta. Let's start off with Untapped Potential. We're going to do Druid first. It's the 1-mana legendary quest. It reads, quest, end 4 turns with any unspent mana. Reward, the Osirian tier. So, how do you guys feel about this?
What does the tier do again?
I don't.
Your choose ones are it's basically like having the Fandral. Just having his effects throughout the whole time. So you no longer can attack anymore. You can't. It's basically a passive. You basically get both choose one effects.
It's your hero power is now Fandral. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
So you basically have to wait until turn 6 for this to be active, right?
You can get it as far as early as turn 4 if you waste your coin going 2, or you innervate on 1.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well,
which is a real bad idea tempo wise.
Yeah, innervate on 1. Yeah. Innervate on 1.
I think we probably be easier. We'll just go down the list. So Bat, Mentalistic, Rod.
Okay.
What do you think, Bat?
This card's good. Probably not as powerful as it might seem because Fandral hasn't seen play in a while, right?
Yeah.
So that leads me to doubt how good it will actually be. But I mean, having this hero power with Jade was excellent, for sure. I mean, there's no denying that.
So, do you think Jade Druid includes it?
True.
Jade Druid plays this, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
What do you think, Mentalistic?
I could see this doing something in Jade Druid, but other than that, I think this will just be a card that'll end up having untapped potential.
Yeah. I think the cards I try to ignore that, and Chip's losing his goddamn mind.
I'm sorry, I'm a dad. I love puns.
Oh, I hate puns. Puns make my fucking brain hurt.
Playing Hearthstone makes your brain hurt, Rod.
Everything makes my brain hurt. I like this, but I mean, I think Bat's right. I think this makes sense in Jade Druid and not much else.
I mean,
True, Jade.
Yep.
It could be with Nourish if you just play Nourish on curve after just passing your first 4 turns with this card. So
yeah, I mean, if you try to put it in Jade, then you mulligan this card. You don't want this card in your opening hand because as Jade Druid, you need to survive aggro, and
I like that.
It's usually in the later part of the game where you can afford to flip mana, and usually if you want this for Jade Idol, it's going to be towards the end of the game anyways. So,
yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's a good analysis of it. I think you actually want to mulligan it away. I think Trish was right.
And the other is like because they advertised
it's not a bad card. If you
they kind of advertise it as like a later game token style. I mean, yeah, they were doing some pretty busted things once this card got up and going, but then again, they're playing standard decks, and those are more standard mid-range or control decks, and you basically don't have that luxury in Wild. So I mean, I think the only way this sees play is in Jade, but it's not something you play on one. It's something that you play later in the game. Yeah, you mulligan it away.
Yeah, because I think we talked about this, Trips, when it got unveiled. This is real bad for aggro Druid, which is the only other time you see a lot of choose cards being used in Druid, right? So, okay, let's go on. I like the card, but yeah. Worthy Expedition. It's a discover or choose one card. So, that.
Very, very powerful. 1-mana spells are always excellent. I mean, this with I'm kind of on board with the play no UIs in Jade Druid and play like the 7-mana overflow spells. Those called overflow. Play that and then play like Auctioneer to like cycle through Jade idols with the new hero power late in games to have like really powerful swing turns.
Yeah.
I'm more of an advocate for that over playing the higher cost spells, having Auctioneer later, which is something I was experimenting already last expansion, might have been better. Now I think adding this card to the pool will help a lot more too.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that in a way, but I think that this does fit into a Auctioneer deck potentially. Can't guarantee it, but I wanted to try some fatigue style Druid deck or cycle Druid deck that utilizes the Gaveston Auctioneer with these sort of cards like Worthy Expedition, Overflow, just a lot of draw, and then you can give your deck to the opponent and kill them.
Yeah, quick. I mean, it's very like the Hakar Druid decks, right? Where you're playing an Auctioneer and just cycling every single 1 mana or 0 mana Druid
spell. It's Raven Idol every time. Yeah. And then Raven Idol gives you an Innervate.
Yeah, that's the only thing that's ever going to happen. It's like if it can go wrong, it probably will for me. Like the other night after they patched, I saw that new taunt minion, I think, or Blackie. Every single time I saw a Lackey was the new one that was no one else had seen. So I think this is just the 1 mana is good enough. There's enough cheap things coming out of this that you're probably going to be able to pick one of them that's at least okay. And it's cheap cycle. Like Miracle Druid is one of those decks that's never great, but it's always can do insane stuff, and just because of cycle. And I think this is going to do that and just fuel that and fuel Yogg. Now, can we get Yogg fixed? That's all we really want.
Well, we do got Yogg fixed, but it's class specific. Anyway, so kind of piggybacking off what everyone says, I think this card's actually going to be really good. It's not going to be good for the effect. It's going to be good because it's a 1 mana spell.
Yep.
And it could say 1 mana, whatever, scribble. It's going to be played. It's going to be played in a just like an Auctioneer Miracle style deck, just because you play this and you get more value. You cycle. You can get a minion if you need a minion. You could just get another Wrath. I mean, it's just 1 mana, it being spell. It's going to see play.
Yeah, I like this card. It's again, the Discover in Wild is often just goofy, but okay, let's go on. Okay, we have the 5 mana 3/5 Anubis Seth Defender. It reads taunt, cost 0 if you've cast a spell that costs 5 or more this turn. Bat.
Nourish might not suck anymore.
Yep.
That's my only thing I have to say about this card. Nourish might not suck because this card's pretty solid.
I think Trips and I talked about it on the podcast the other night. It's basically just like the old 4/4 that you get for free, right? It's the exact same thought process, but it's got a taunt on it, which is significant against aggro. So
aggro, yes.
Yeah.
This is better than Arcane Tyrant, actually.
Yeah.
in almost every scenario.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that you won't run Arcane Tyrant with this, because it's good in the same strategy. And they added support with it with one of the future cards we're going to talk about. But I just think this card's insane. Very, very scary. I think you're going to be seeing more Starfalls in combination with it too. Just instant kill of aggro. Like board-based decks, boom, Starfall, taunts, free.
Man, when you had Nourish at 5 mana, Nourish into the Arcane Tyrant, it was such a powerful swing turn because you're playing 10 mana worth of stuff, because that's how much an Arcane Tyrant costs, like, right? What was it? Yeah, so it's like you're playing 10 mana stuff for 5. It's such a tempo swing. So I like.
Well, I think this card allows Jade Druid to go into 2 different archetypes or 2 different styles. So now you have the option of going more of an anti-aggro Jade Druid list, so you can cut Ultimate Infestations. We'll talk about Overflow soon, but you can start cutting, Ultimate Infestations. You have Overflows now, and your swing turns come out earlier. I mean, you still have a card called Jade Idol, which you end up beating control in the long run because of that card. But it allows you to either get a little bit more value or a little bit go more anti-aggro. So this, depending on the style of Jade Druid that you're going to want to run, this is definitely going to be a tech card. It's a really, really good card.
I feel like it'll be very server dependent, right? Like, I feel like you're going to see this card way more in NA than you are in like Europe and Asia, like, because of the aggro.
I think you'll see this card more on the Legend Climb than the Legend Ladder.
Yeah, I agree. Okay. Bees, 3 mana druid spell. Choose a minion, summon 4/1/1 bees and attack it. This is, I think, going to be something. I don't know. Here, Bat, what do you think?
I think this card sucks. If Scavenging Hyena was a druid card, then you could talk me into it.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's cool that it gets around taunts, I suppose. But other than that, I don't find it too valuable.
Yeah.
Well, the card sucks in its traditional form, right? But the combos with it might see experimentation. Like the Line Cracker, it is a solid interaction, but it just depends how often you can get that off, how consistently you can make that work.
Yeah.
And we'll see how consistent it can be, but if it's not good, then the card won't be very good.
I think this card's going to get seen a lot the first few days as people experiment and mess around with it. Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely see this as a card that, people are going to try the Line Cracker combo. But I see this more as like that fun card that everyone wants to try out.
Yeah.
And then once they get the little fix of it, then it goes away. I don't.
Yeah.
It's a fun first week card, and after that, it won't see play.
I don't see it fitting anywhere in besides these completely.
Unless Line Cracker Druid becomes super broken, I don't see this card seeing play.
Yeah, it needs to be oppressive.
Yeah. It needs to be broken and wild to see any place, and this I don't think is broken. Okay.
What am I missing? What is Line Cracker?
Line Cracker is the...
You're missing a bat. Okay. Can I explain it to you?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
It's a 7 mana overkill card. It doubles its attack every time it kills a minion. So what you do is you play the 7 mana Line Cracker, and you cast bees to attack it. It triggers the overkill on all the 1/1s, and it becomes 80 attack and kills the opponent.
How does it trigger the overkill? Doesn't the overkill mean it have to attack?
It works with the overkill because it attacks the bees.
On your turn.
On your turn. It works. It's confirmed by Blizzard that it works.
That'll get nerfed in 2 minutes, but all right.
Yeah, so they've come out a way where you basically, with an Emperor Tick, you run Line Cracker and 2 sets of bees and 2...
It works. It works.
What's the 1 mana spell from Druid that they gain their targeted minion? You gain their attack as armor.
Earthen Skills.
Earthen Skills, exactly. So that's the combo. You get an Emperor Tick, Line Cracker, 2 sets of bees, 2 Earthen Skills, and you have 2k armor, and you have a 2k minion on board.
Yeah. Did you hear about that one?
No.
No, because it keeps doubling, right? So you make another 4 attack and it has 10 health. You get the Emperor tick, and then you have
okay,
2K armor or 4K armor.
Mentalistic, you're talking too fast. Remember, we have Rod here with numbers. So, Rod, what happens is it goes from 5, and double of 5 is 10. Double of 10 is 20.
Come on, man.
Sorry, Rod.
Okay, I'm done swearing at trips now. I couldn't even say the words I was about to say on this podcast because of that. So yeah, let's move on to our.
But yeah, that's a combo.
Yeah, and that's not even the most messed up druid combo coming out of the set, which is the messed up part about all of this. So next we have a 2-mana 1/4 Crystal Merchant. It's the druid minion that reads, if you have any unspent mana at the end of your turn, draw a card. This, can I say real quick, this card's freaking incredibly powerful for a 2-drop. That's all. And then Bat, you could go on.
I mean, this is probably the best 2-mana 1/4.
Yep.
I mean, it's probably just going to draw you a card, but I mean, that's fine. That's good enough, I guess.
I mean, what do we pay for an Acolyte of Pain, right? We pay for Acolyte of Pain is a 3-mana 1/3 that draws you a card, like at a minimum, right? So this is like incredibly similar for 2-mana
1/4.
It's a 3-mana 1/4 though. That's the thing.
It draws you a card though, but it's not awful, I don't think. But the problem is, historically we haven't seen Acolyte see a lot of play in Druid outside of combinations with Wild Pyromancer, where you're using it to draw more than one card in the turn. So the fact that this only limits you to drawing one card every turn means that it has to survive.
I mean, you can always tempo it out as a 2-mana 1/4. I mean, there's still good stats for a 2-mana.
The key thing here to remember, though, is that this has to be run in a deck that doesn't run Oaken Summons.
Yeah.
So whereas like the 5-mana Anubisat Defender, like all the other cards, that you can still run them. But this one, it's not good with Oaken Summons.
I think it's 100 Wild Dust.
I think this card's way better in Standard, in where it's
definitely
the 4 attack is harder to kill right away, so there's less powerful. But like even in Wild, if you get this to sit there and draw a card, you play this on turn 3, you get a 1/4. You're floating a mana, so it's not as good of a deal, but I still think this card has potential, way more potential in Standard. But like, I like this card. I think it's cool. So
I think it's the worst one we've seen so far, probably.
This card sucks.
Yeah, maybe. I just love the Campbell's screwed up teeth.
What was that, Bat?
So wow, like I thought I was gonna be the harshest one on this card.
I like it. I don't know what grade it is in Standard and Wild.
It's 100 Wild. Like I said, it's a Standard card. It's 100 Wild Dust.
Yeah. Okay, now we talk about fucked up shit. We have the 5-mana 5/5 Elise the Enlightened Battle Cry. If your deck has no duplicates, duplicate your hand. So guys, get ready to get milled and milled and milled again, because that's what this fucking card is going to do. Elise is, I don't know if you guys have seen it. You do a combo with a Naturalize, a Gloop in your hand, and you need
the twig of the World Tree. Yeah, the weapon. You need Elise, Floop, and Naturalize. Some of them were used in Innervates too. I don't think you need Innervate.
Yeah.
But I mean,
I think you run Innervate in a deck anyway. So
yeah,
well, we'll start off with Bat.
Okay.
One word.
Overrated.
Hot take. This card is slow. Sorry.
I agree with that.
This card is slow.
So
I think the card is slow.
If you play it on 5,
I think that it definitely has a lot of potential, basically, but like, it's a late game card. It's a late game win condition, right? But I think Fatigue Druid will be good. That's the thing. And then the question will be, will Fatigue Druid want to run this card? If it does, it'll be decent in that.
You
deck.
infinite mill people, Mentalist.
Here's my argument, right?
Mm-hmm.
how many minions are you running in that deck? 1, 2. How are you making it to that point of the game unless you're heavily teching it to be anti-aggro? And then any disruption would stop this.
My take on it is it's going to be a miracle style deck. You run duplicates in this deck. You run Auctioneer, you run the cheap spell. Yeah, it's a miracle, and that's basically your win condition.
You play this card when you have no card in your hand, and it doubles naturalize. It doubles your naturalize, and you just kill them easier.
Yep.
This card has a lot of potential. I think Danny Donut said it on Into the Wild. This breaks the rules for the reason why they have only one legendary per deck, 2 other cards per deck. It essentially breaks that rule, and you could come up with some disgusting things. This doesn't go in Reno Druid. Like, Reno Druid is not a thing. It goes in a miracle style, and I don't think this card is ever gonna. Some people are thinking it's gonna be like super impressive, like Starlight or Druid, the OG was. I don't think so, because in order for this combo to go off, you need to have the weapon out for a turn.
It needs to be.
And if that's the case,
and
if that's the case, you just run weapon removal.
Okay. You guys are thinking about this combo, right? But you don't need that. All you need to do is play Auctioneer and Overflow. Empty your deck. Okay, you have no cards left in your deck. All you have in your hand is, Cold Light Oracle if you want, and 2 naturalizes. Okay, just play this card. Boom, fatigue them, kill them.
If you run through your deck and you play Cold Light, then you got to get Togwaggle in there.
Yeah. How are they drawing their whole deck?
How are you drawing your whole deck?
No, how are they drawing their whole deck?
No, you Emperor Tharsand tick. Okay. Then you have Togwaggle, right? And you have like 3 naturalizes. You just switch decks. We already draw our whole deck, and you cast like 4 naturalizes. 2 are free from the Emperor Tharsand tick, and then 2 cost 1 mana. 4 naturalizes, people.
But you got to throw 4 minions on the board.
Do you?
Yeah. So the infinite combo the infinite combo is as follows: you play the weapon. You play Elise the next turn with Floop in your hand.
No, you already messed up the combo, Rod. You play Elise first, so it duplicates the weapon. So you have 2 weapons in there. You play the weapon, and then you play Floop right after, because Floop becomes Elise, and then you naturalize it, and that's for the combo. But it's a 2-turn setup.
Yeah. And that's what you're talking about. If this becomes a thing, there's going to be weapon removal anyways everywhere, because you're just going to break the thing every time. But then you still have the copy in your hand, but that's the problem, right? If they break your weapon, you have 10 mana with the combo pieces in your hand, and then you can still combo the next turn, right? Because you copied everything when you played Elise. So like, even weapon removal isn't going to stop this thing.
Do you know what I'm saying though, Bat? Okay. You don't need to do this like magical Twig of the World Tree pipe tree.
Yeah.
All you need to do is empty your deck, and you'll have 4 naturalizes.
Yeah.
And it'll be really easy. I think.
I understand. My point was, there's gonna be more disruption running this format
definitely.
with all the powerful combo tools.
Yeah.
This is overrated because of how the meta will adapt to it. It will be weak. Also, Geist is gonna wreck it anyway.
True. Geist
there's a lot of ways that it's not good. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Okay. I think the card's cool though, and I think it's powerful,
Definitely
but
cool.
like easily counterable, right? Is the problem, right? Like
yes, I agree with that. I think that it's powerful, like 5 out of 5 card, but against tech choices, it can be weak.
Okay, next we have a 4-mana 2/3 Garden Gnome battle cry. If you're holding a spell that costs 5 or more, summon 2 treants. I think this is a standard card.
That card's good.
I mean, it's good in standard. I don't think it's good in wild. Maybe you play it in Token Druid, but does Token Druid doesn't play, or Aggro Druid doesn't play 5-mana spells?
Plays living mana.
I guess sometimes, yeah. I don't know.
I don't hate it.
Yeah. But you don't want this unless you're holding that in your hand, and that would be the only spell that would cost 5 in that deck, right?
It's true.
So
I think this card's pretty trash.
I think it's okay. I just think it's very conditional, and I don't think it's going to see any play in Wild. But yeah,
I mean, it's conditional, but it's 4 mana, 6/9 worth of vanilla stats. They don't have taunts.
he said 6/9.
They don't have rush. They don't have
After
taunts.
body rod for math.
I'm laughing. I'm laughing because he
After
said
body-
Oh,
Yeah.
it's 6/7. 6/7.
Body him for math.
I have 6/9 in my mind. Okay.
I laughed at Trip saying 6/9. I'm not the one who said 6/9. I just went giggity at his 6/9. He's the one who fucked
I
up
know.
the
So
math.
it's vanilla 6/7 stats. I mean, it's whatever. It doesn't have taunt. It doesn't have rush. It doesn't make an immediate impact. I don't think this sees play.
Someone's tree ants.
I guess you're right, but
You're gonna throw a mulch muncher in your
not
deck?
good enough.
Yes, I am.
Mulch
Mulch Muncher's
Muncher.
gonna be good.
Okay,
Mulch
Bat.
Muncher Ziliax. Watch.
I thought
I'll make it happen.
I haven't seen Bat drinking anything, and yet he seems drunk saying these things he said.
No, that could be right. I think the tree ant part is the most relevant part of this card.
Yeah.
Mulch
It's not-
Muncher
not
Ziliax,
the
guys.
stats. It's not the stats. It's
Gonk
just the
Druid.
tree.
Trust your boy, Gonk Druid.
The tr-
With
If-
tree
if
ants
this-
synergy.
I was somewhat taking Bat serious until he said Gonk Druid.
I'm
so I
not
know-
kidding. Trust me.
It's Gronk Druid. You have to call it Gronk Druid if you're gonna do anything like this. Okay, let's go on. This card's weird. Okay, we have 6 mana Druid, Hidden Oasis. Choose one. Summon a 6/6 Ancient with taunt or restore 12 health. This card is garbage. I don't know. Go Bat.
How's this card garbage?
Because it's a 6 mana card that does a bunch of crap that you don't need as a druid, that like, especially in Wild. Again, do you care about a 6/6 Ancient with taunt? No. Do you care about a restore 12 health as a druid?
Restoring
No.
12 health is not bad, but it's
It's
a
not-
lot worse than gaining 12 armor.
Yeah.
And in Wild, we can restore 12 health with 3 men.
Yeah. This is why would you ever care about a 6/6 Ancient with taunt unless you're playing this in a quest druid deck, which means maybe you play it in J Druid if you're doing the quest like you were talking about, Bat.
I was kidding.
Okay.
This card sucks.
This card's terrible.
He was trying to trick everybody.
I know.
I got him.
No, this card. There's a thing called Oaken Summons Vargoth that just puts us to shame. No.
He was trying to make us overrate the last card, too.
And it
Right?
doesn't help that the tree on the card looks like it's about to take a poop.
Bat's just trying to get an early legend with have everybody playing Tree on Druid.
Yes, everybody, this card is good.
I'm gonna play the tree ant druid. You watch.
This card is insanely good at, and as long as you're playing me or Bat on ladder.
Yeah.
Please
Tree
watch.
Speaker is better than Quartermaster. Mark my word.
Okay, we have next a 5 mana 3/3 elemental druid card, Oasis Surger. It reads Rush, choose one, gain +2/+2, or summon a copy of this minion. A 5 mana 3/3 with Rush is really bad stat wise.
It's a 5 mana 5/5. If you choose the gains +2/+2.
Yeah, but it doesn't have Rush. Oh, I
It
guess it
does.
does. Yeah, it does.
It has Rush.
Okay.
It has Rush.
And everybody, don't listen to Rod.
Rod can't read. No, it's too many conditional scenarios in one fucking card that like my brain starts going. It's like it breaks an if else statement in my fucking head. It's going, what the fuck are you talking about? If else, this bullshit. What do you think, Pat?
Militia Commander is infinitely better than this card, so this card sucks.
Yeah.
Okay. I think the only case where this card will be playable is if you have the Druid quest complete, the new Druid quest complete. As far as Wild goes,
Yeah.
in Standard, I could see it being better. But if you have the Wild quest complete, you get 2 5/5 rushes for 5 mana, and then it's moderately playable. But I don't see a world where you have the quest complete and you're running this card in your deck. So I think it'll be good.
Yeah.
It's randomly generated, but
I think the comparison to this card is the 6 mana hunter spell that gives you a 5/5 with Rush, the twin spell, which is 6 mana to get 1/5/5 with Rush, and then the spell again. So if you've completed the Druid quest, you get 2 5/5s with Rush for 5 mana. Really strong, but you have to be playing.
Powerful.
You have to be playing the 5 mana. You have to be playing the spell.
Powerful.
Yeah.
I don't remember who I heard it from, but basically, when it comes to Wild, if you have to start when you're talking about a card, if you have to start the sentence with "if this happens," then the card sucks.
Yeah.
So
I'm not.
The only time I ever see this in some sort of play is if, and once again, that's just an indicator that this card sucks.
Yep.
If you get it off the new 1 mana choose one, and then you need some sort of board presence.
Yeah.
So
if you play the 1 mana choose one in the deck that runs the quest, that might be good. Right?
You don't play the quest. The quest, no. This card sucks. You want to discover this card. You don't want to play this card.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Okay, now Overflow. We've been talking about this 7 mana Overflow. Restore 5 health to all characters. Draw 5 cards. Pat, what do you think?
4th best card in the set? Yes. Maybe.
I think it's
close.
up there, and it's a comparable thing. I think this. Yeah. What do you think, Mentalistic?
I haven't rated like the top 5 or top 10 or anything like that, but this is definitely way up there for me. I think the Druid is getting some good cards, and this is one of those. Especially in combination with the new Besath Defender. I mean, it's an easy combo. Or any of or Arcane Tyrant as well. But I think this card is very powerful. Like, people do see the downside of restoring health to the opponent and to their friendly minions.
Yeah.
But you also get to restore health to yourself and your friendly minions, and usually if you're playing a control deck, that's more important because you have poison seeds and stuff anyway, so you can destroy the opponent's minions even after they're healed. I think it'll be a great card. Probably like at least top 3 cards for me in the set.
I know that there's differences, right? You're comparing this to UI as a fundamental power level thing where you're, instead of dealing 5 damage, this heals 5 to everyone. And there's no 5/5 minion attached to this, but you're paying 7 mana. I think that you may need this in like combo-y things that like we're talking about. But I don't know. I still don't know if this card overtakes UI in Wild. Like, the ability to just push out 5 damage and summon that 5/5 is a big difference. Just being.
I agree, but
it's 3 turns earlier, right?
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead. Yeah, 3 mana, summon a 5/5, deal 5 damage. That is huge.
Yeah.
That is, if they printed that card, that would be one of the most busted cards in printed.
Definitely.
However, the thing is, this comes out 3 turns earlier than Ultimate Infestation.
Yeah.
This gives you that swing turn 3 turns earlier.
But
this card is going to be insane.
I have to ask you, though, how does it swing you? Because when if you play this on turn 7, you don't do anything to affect the board. You do nothing to affect the board.
Yes, you do. You play a Besath Defender.
Yeah, and remember I was talking about J Druid goes, like, this allows J Druid to go more anti-aggro.
Yeah.
You run that, you can run the Arcane Tyrants or whatever they're called, and then you start summoning minions on the board, you restore 5 health, and you drew 5 cards. I mean, the swing turn happens 3 turns earlier. Honestly, I can see, like, a lot of J Druids cutting Ultimate Infestation for that swing turn, and to go more anti-aggro. Because, like I said, Jade Idol alone beats Control.
So the other thing that you're gonna have to worry about, I feel like sometimes 7, 8, and 9, those turns are where you're dumping cards, giving you the ability to play UI. So I don't know if it's how easy it's going to be to have 5 empty card slots on turn 7 for a Druid.
It's easy when you're running Arcane Tyrant and the Defender.
But that's
you run 2 copies of Starfall.
But you have to
you just play past them earlier on turn 5. You just get rid of your hand, and then it also cycles into the Overflow. And you can run Oaken Summons as well, and Ramp. You can run a lot of stuff to just get cards out of your hand early. You have 2 copies of Jade Idol.
Yeah.
You cast one early. Often you don't have very many cards in your hand as a Jade Druid.
I think that you guys are right, but I think that this card is a little more awkward than a lot of people are admitting it to being because of when it's coming out and because of the 5 cards. I think this card's really powerful. I think you guys are right, but I think that there's an awkward nature of this card that's not being addressed just because of when it comes out. So
I think we're gonna see this healing minions off spreading play.
yeah.
And it's gonna be great. It's gonna be excellent.
Okay, that's done with the Druid. So let's move on to Hunter. Okay, Hunter. First card is the quest. It is Unsealed as Vault. It reads quest, summon 20 minions. Reward Ramkahen Roar. Is that how you say it? Ramkahen? I don't know how to read
I just call it bad.
Ramkahen.
I just call it bad.
I should call that.
I forget
Yeah.
what is this
I'm
thing.
gonna skip out on this one,
What is-
everybody. I'll be right back.
What is the reward for this, Trips?
It's a Savage Roar, a 2-mana Savage Roar. It gives your minions on board +2 attack. That sticks. It's a buff.
Oh, okay. Which is
So this card sucks.
I mean, 20 minions. The only thing that you have to think about with this is that it goes with Unleash the Hounds. It goes with your Spellstones. It goes with...
And it goes in the bottom right where the disenchant button is, and you go ahead and disenchant it for 400 gold.
Okay, guys.
The only hope that you get this card golden, so it's a free legendary of your choice.
I think the problem with Trips is that playing 20 minions, he's never done that in the game because to play 20 minions, you have to go to turn 10, and Trips doesn't know what turn 10 is.
This card sucks.
I don't think it's
because even at that point,
minutes versus me, you should be able to win the game.
Yeah, no, this card sucks.
Yeah.
But no one's talking about Odd Quest Hunter as like a control-y kind of
Oh,
deck.
true. You're right.
Yeah,
Is that ever a thing? Probably not, right?
No, never.
All right.
I think it's a thing in like rank 49 where you open like your first welcome pack and you get like that legendary. You're like, okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and autofill, and I'm gonna use Wild's autofill. Not I'm gonna autofill with whatever. I'm gonna use the Wild version, which we know has no support, and it's gonna put basic cards in there. So no, this card sucks. It's dust.
Why do the Hunter quests have such extremely high numbers of requirements? Rogue like sneezes on the board and they get their requirements fulfilled, and yet this is another Hunter quest that has insane. I mean, the 1-drop quest requires what, you play 7, which is
If this was 7, it'd be playable.
yeah.
Isn't this good in a Rexar deck though?
It's just
It's amazing in Rexar.
no,
Amazing.
it's not great in
Like,
because it
the
replaces Rexar.
Other Hunter,
It replaces
other
Rexar.
Hunter decks. Other Hunter decks. Most of the if you're playing Rexar in your Hunter deck, you're going like.
Oh.
This might be fine. You don't play any other 1-mana cards in Rexar decks. I would play this in the Rexar deck.
Oh, think about it. After you build your beast, you can give it +2 attack. Next level plays, guys.
But you can't because
Math.
it replaces the fucking Rexar ability.
I'm
Rod.
joking.
Exactly. My goodness,
I know.
Rod. Switch the card.
God damn it.
Ugh. All right, I'm done joking. No more joking with Rod.
Rod pointed
done.
out for everybody in the comments who missed the joke.
I was trying to point out so they don't think we're idiots. Okay, guys.
Yes, good work, Rod. I agree. They'll be like, what the fuck are they talking about? Oh,
Rod, you know,
Rod,
I just want to. Jokes are so much better when you don't have to explain them.
I just don't want to be killed.
It was well explained.
Okay, guys. We have the
I love you, Rod. Okay.
6 mana, 6/9, giggity, Wild Bloodsinger. It reads Battlecry, summon a minion from your opponent's hand, attack it. Bat!
This card is nuts.
Yep.
On so many levels. So many levels. Hunter being able to have combo disruption without playing, shitty cards is
Yep.
pretty cool. This also clears 85% of the stuff that you want to hit.
I would say 99%. The only things it doesn't kill are Malygos and
Mechathoon.
Mechathoon and
Baku.
Baku,
Baku, yeah.
It's a
That's
pretty
main
high
one.
percentage.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
I'm on board with that plan. For
This
sure.
is a legit powerful card.
I saw someone say this is the most powerful card ever printed, which I don't think is true.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Fuck.
And we all know Mogul Cultist is the most powerful card they ever printed. Highkeeper Raw is the most powerful card they ever printed.
Has anybody seen Baku the Moon Eater ever in their life?
No, yeah. It's this is definitely not the best card that's ever been printed.
This card is insane, though.
It's pretty damn powerful. It's up there with the most powerful cards in this set, just because everything that's happening.
This is the blood stinger of wild people.
The problem is you have to get to turn 6, right? So.
Yep.
The problem.
Getting to turn 6 against Quest Mage can be a problem. So, I don't know. I don't know what I think most hunter decks are going to play this, but you can't play it in like Spell Hunter. So
to the person who says this is the best card of all time,
I didn't say it, motherfucker. I read that someone was
plus.
Oh goddamn!
C plus.
A C plus? That's low. Come on. This card's good.
This card's amazing.
Good.
I'm a believer in Duin and EK, and this card will be good.
Although I am they're smart the way that they made this. They made it 6 mana, not 5 mana, so you can't get it off of Rexar.
Yeah. Well, that's why
this card would be broken if you got it off Rexar.
Yeah.
If you could build a beast with it.
Yeah.
As far as hunter cards go, okay, it's probably a fucking B plus at least. But overall, it's a C fucking.
A mentalistic, you're gonna be regretting that decision when you say that out loud here in a little while. I think that card's really incredibly powerful.
Okay.
Okay, next we have Desert Spear. It's the 3 mana 1/3 weapon. After your hero attacks, summon a 1/1 locust with rush. This is really slow, and I don't know how much you want to play this unless you're running to like exclusively odd paladins.
So, Pirate Hunter?
I tried Pirate Hunter. It sucks.
Ah, damn. All right, that's all I got. Shut me down. That's all I got.
To all the 6 mana 6/9 fans. Oh shit, Rod's fucking up again.
I mean,
to all the 6 mana 6/9 fans, I think that the 6 mana 6/9 is a lot better than this card. So there you go. But I think this could be a consideration in Odd Hunter, which I think is trash. So
I love Odd Hunter. Let's go.
See,
I love Odd Hunter. I played Odd Hunter. Hold on. When I was Dumpster Legend Ladder in the beginning of last season, I played Odd Hunter, and I actually climbed because it was farming Warlock. So don't sleep.
That's hilarious.
That's all I'm saying is don't sleep.
it's the same reason why Mech Hunter is good right now, because you farm this incredibly slow decks, right? So
this is board control for Odd Hunter. That's it.
This card sucks.
yeah.
You need board control with Odd Hunter.
You do. You need it bad.
You really need it. You really need it.
In the words of Money Mike from next Friday, I am tired of your presence. Dismissed.
Okay. Okay, now let's talk about our boy Bran. He's a 7 mana 2/4. Bran costs way more than he did last time, but he reads, and he's also called Dino Tamer Bran. Battlecry: if your deck has no duplicates, summon King Crush. So King Crush is open the damn beard, dude. There you go, Trips. King Crush is what, 8 mana, right? Or an 8 worth rush?
Yeah,
9 mana.
8 mana or 9 mana.
Yeah.
Yes, sorry, I fucked up.
So in
Ron got me
order
confused.
to play Reno Hunter and
That just keep out of your mouth. We're gonna play Reno Hunter.
well, I mean, that's the point. The card, if your deck has no Reno Hunter is real terrible, and this is fun, but Reno Hunter is so bad.
I mean, you just need Rexar and you autofill the rest of your deck, and you have a good deck. So, I mean, Reno Hunter can be a thing. So,
not a good thing, but it can be a thing.
Can't be a good thing.
This card was created for Duin, I think. I think Blizzard personally created it for Duin.
Yeah.
I think it has Duin riding a dinosaur with my hair.
I don't know. I think Duin's beard is more epic than that one.
Yeah.
True.
I think
But I do want to mention Reno Hunter beats Odd Warrior every single time.
Oh, you don't want to say that.
You know what, Dave? We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna do it.
That's
Me
fine.
and you.
Trips challenge.
You volunteering to play against Oddware? That sounds like my birthday.
Challenge him to a best of 21 trips.
Wow. Best of 21, then block him on Twitter.
Block me. All right.
Okay, guys. Next, we have a 3-mana.
Sorry, we're meeting that.
3-mana hunter spell, Hunter's Pack. It reads: add a random hunter, beast, secret, and weapon to your hand. Go, Bat. Go, Bat.
This card makes Hunter nothing. Nothing changes. Hunter's still bad. So, card's good. Hunter's bad. But on Hunter, this card's really good. So.
They're probably going to. People are going to play this in Spell Hunter. They're going to try for the first week. They're going to try and play this card. I think that Reno Hunter will play this too.
I think this card's way better. It is another one that was just way better in standard, but like there's some utilities that come out that make this card really cool. There's a lot of powerful hunter secrets, a lot of powerful hunter spells, and a lot of powerful hunter minions. But you can really shit the bed on this.
You missed weapon, I think, right?
Man, I don't fucking know what I said, but like
you said minions and beasts or something.
Yeah.
This is 3 mana, draw 3. This card is insane.
The problem is it's just 3 random things, but yeah, I think it has potential.
It's 3 mana, draw 3.
Yeah.
It's value generation in secret mage, but it's slow.
It's gonna give me the cards that I need to beat Bat's Odd Warrior with my Reno Hunter.
Please stop.
Can we do
All
this?
right, can we skip to the next card, please?
Okay, now we have the one that a lot of people are and EK told me to hype this card up. It's the 4-mana 3/3 beast Hyena Alpha battle cry. If you control a secret, summon two 2/2 hyenas. That fucking like shit won't come out of my mouth.
How much worth of stats is that, Trips?
That's a 4 mana 7/7.
Excellent.
That's aggro stats. I know those stats.
It's actually 4 mana 6/9. I'm just kidding. I'm just joking. Sorry, terrible joke, everybody.
Pat, what do you think?
This card is it reads what Trip said. If you have to start with it's bad. If you have to play bad cards, if you control a bad card, because there are no good hunter secrets. Honestly,
what are you talking about?
They're not. Come on.
Okay, come on. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about this real quick, Bat.
There's not a lot of good.
We have pressure plate. We haven't talked about yet. Is incredibly powerful. What?
We can check it out. We can check it out.
We'll talk about it in a second. We have Snipe is really, really good against like a lot of it counters fucking like things like Quest Mage. We have Freezing Trap.
Sure.
Freezing Trap is always good. I mean, against controlling decks, it's not good against aggro, but there's some pretty like actually decent hunter secrets, like especially
Rod, before your eyes pop out of your skull because you're just so passionate about this, keep in mind Bat doesn't play a deck that interacts and puts stuff on the board. He just plays a deck that clears the board.
I know,
that's all he does.
But
it clears the board and kills you.
But the deck that beats Warrior, even Odd Warrior most of the time, is called Hunter.
Can I counter?
Yeah.
So not only do you have to play the secret and control, it has to be there on the next turn. So these good secrets that you're talking about don't you think if they're good enough, they'll probably do something immediately, therefore rendering this card useless?
Not necessarily.
Is that fair?
I mean,
I think it's fair.
Wandering Monster is an incredible secret, and if they don't have any minions on the board, you're gonna be able to put this out next. I mean,
although so I'm gonna just kind of take a step back and. I see this as a second Lion King card that we got.
Yep.
Because we had the Hogsteed and there was a Timon and Puma.
Yep.
And now we have the Hyena Alpha, which the other two hyenas should have looked goofy.
Yep, I love it.
They should be like they should be goofy. I think this is a cool card. I think that it won't be amazing because I think the best version of Secret Hunter is a Barnes variant.
Yeah.
Probably. Am I cutting out?
No, you're good, man. I think this card has a lot of potential, and I think it's super, super valuable.
It has potential for sure. It's powerful. In this Spellstone variant of Spell Hunter that runs more minions than the Barnes package, right?
Yep. Okay.
Sacrifice that package.
Ah, crap! I just went twice. I think. Whatever.
I just think that's that's worth mentioning, that you have to sacrifice that powerful package, right?
Yeah. Okay. Here's the thing I was talking about, Bat. It's a 2-mana Hunter Secret Pressure Plate. It reads Secret. After your opponent casts a spell, destroy a random enemy minion. This is against slow control-y decks. This is incredibly powerful. And slow control-y decks are often the ones that are going to be casting the spells. I think even against things like Secret Mage, this is incredibly powerful. I think this is a really, really, really good secret.
Okay, I think it looks okay. It feels fairly easy to play around, and in an aggressive meta, this is not good.
Yeah,
it's good against Quest Mage. Yeah, it's good against like Mountain Giant. Even Lock isn't very popular anymore.
You're gonna hurt Trips's feelings.
If you play this on against an aggro deck, it's bad.
Yeah. Oh
Does
no.
it only activate when your opponent has a minion on the board?
Yeah, it has to. Yeah.
Yep.
It has to?
Yeah.
Okay, then it is a little better than I thought it was for sure, because they can't just play coin.
Right.
Yeah.
But still,
it does prevent people from playing spells if they have large minions. So it'll be good against like even Warlock, something like that.
Yeah.
But it's only good against like the slower big minion
specific decks. Yeah.
Which is a little scary.
Trips, what do you think?
I think the card's okay. It's a conditional 2-mana deadly shot, but your opponent can play around it. So I think it's good. I don't think it's great.
Yeah, I mean it's map. I mean most secrets are like matchup dependent, right? Because they target everything.
This will be great in Reno Hunter.
Yeah,
it'll be amazing.
You could put in your Reno Hunter Trips
to destroy Bat's Baku when he plays it.
Yes.
Okay, next we have a 3-mana 4/3 Ramkahen Wild Tamer Ramkahen. I don't.
What's happening?
I'm trying to read and I can't read.
Ramen.
What?
Top Ramen. The Top Ramen Wild Tamer. Let's go.
Top Ramen Wild Tamer. And we got a furry riding on someone's head. I don't know what the hell's happening here, but it reads Battle Cry. Copy a random beast in your hand. I mean, cool. Not good, but cool.
I mean, go ahead, Bat.
This copies the Bloodstinger, whatever that card is, the Dirty Rat.
Yeah.
So that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Other than that, I don't think it does anything.
I think this card will not tame Wild. I'll be right back.
God damn it. God damn it, Mentalistic. All these
The definition of a mic drop.
He mic dropped and fucking got out of here. Okay, let's get out of here. This card is. Next we have.
Whoa, you even asked me what I wanted to say.
Didn't you say something? I mean, what do you
No,
want
I
to say?
didn't, asshole.
Okay.
Oh.
I heard.
Go back. I want to see the card.
Ooh.
All right, this card sucks.
I knew it.
You could have said that without looking at the goddamn card. Okay. We have a 6-mana 5/5 Scarlet Webweaver. It reads Battle Cry. Reduce the cost of a random beast in your hand by 5. Bat.
No.
But what if it hits your Scarlet Webweaver that we were just talking about?
You mean that?
Then it's just a 1-mana. I mean, that's fine. You still paid 6 mana for it.
No, there's a 5/5 involved here.
5/5 suck. It's pretty typical.
A spicy one.
You gotta tell Bat that this card isn't garbage, Mentalistic.
It's better than the last card, Bat.
Yeah.
It's definitely better than the last card.
I think there's a lot of cards that are better than the last card. I mean, how many times did you ever see, what was it, Shark Bear?
Bear Shark
Sure.
was fucking dope, dude.
Bear Shark? Okay,
Shark
like,
bear.
whatever. I was gonna go with
Channel presents Shark Bear.
You know, I was gonna pull out the South Park reference and call it Man Bear Pig, but okay, whatever.
No.
But it made such an impact. I got the name right on the first time, right? So yeah, that card didn't see any play in Wild. No, bad. And then this card, the way that I see this, like I seen there's a bunch of like combos you can do with like, with King Crush or Charged Devil Swords. If we've seen anything with Malagos Hunter has a hard time just getting any sort of combos off. Unless you're doing.
Agree to that completely.
I've played some Malagos.
I have a hard time completely disagreeing with that. Especially since he agrees that this card is better than the last card.
You played this.
We can just leave it at that.
You played this with King Crush, you played this with Knuckles, and then you put a couple of Knuckles in the.
I'm not talking. It's not important enough to have my earphones in.
Yep, I agree.
You play this in Knuckles Hunter. That's all it is.
Knuckles.
I love Knuckles. Okay, next we have a 6-mana Hunter spell, Swarm of Locusts. It reads Summon 7/1/1 Locust with Rush. This is real bad.
It's better than 2 cards ago.
Again,
yeah,
but not by much.
Well, actually,
not by much.
Yeah.
What?
Okay.
This card's a little bit better.
Pat, what would you rather do?
Sure,
Summon.
you can choose where you split up this damage, right? So
say your opponent has
terrible.
Say your opponent has 7 minions on the board. What is better, this card or Unleash the Hounds, which you pay 3 mana for to do the same thing?
Definitely
in that scenario, they have charge.
So you're paying 3 mana for that. This card's real bad. This is one of the worst cards we've looked at the entire time. This card is terrible. Like the rate of return on the mana is real bad.
One of, but
this card's real bad. Real bad. Trips, you want to call this card bad or?
This is really win more. The only time I ever see this is you play a hyena and then you play this, but if you're waiting till turn 8 to do that, that's just really, really bad. No.
Why would you want to play a hyena?
You got a Tundra Rhino on the board, right? You don't know what's happening.
This card's bad.
Impossible. Yeah.
This card sucks.
Card's terrible. All right, next one.
Okay, so that's all of Hunter. So let's go on to Mage. This is going.
Oh fuck! I don't even know if I want to be here.
So wait, are we going to be like rating classes too? Because like the Druid cards have been way better than the Hunter cards, and I think Hunter probably needed it more than Druid. What are you saying? Wild.
I mean, I'm completely cool with that. We could talk about how we feel about all the classes. We could do that afterwards and just think of overall what we think it's going to be, because I think contextually it means more after we've gone through all the classes.
I'll make some notes then.
Yeah. Okay. Next, we have Mage. We're going to start off with Raid the Sky Temple, which is the Mage quest. It reads cast 10 spells, reward Ascendant Scroll, which gives you 2 mana, put a random Mage card in your hand, right? So
it's basically a primordial glyph.
Yeah.
I think that's what the card's called.
Is it Discover? Or is it just
no?
So it's just
random.
Yeah. So this card is incredibly fun, but it's not. I don't think this card is broken, and which means it won't ever get played in a serious deck. Maybe this goes in Reno Mage. I mean,
go on. Like I already see Bat. He has this very logical thought process that's about to come out of his mouth right now.
Yep. No, this card sucks.
do you think value?
That's very logical. I like that. Yeah.
I mean, because the problem is even putting in Reno Mage, you want to be playing Jaina at top end, so you don't want that here. It's like this card's just terrible.
No, actually, this card.
You don't play 10 spells in your Reno Mage deck. I hate to.
This card, guys. This card is super busted. Make sure that you're taking out the original quest out of quest created by Mage, and you're putting this card in there. Come on now. Imagine having infinite primordial glyphs in that deck. This is the best mage card ever printed, guys. Put it in all your created by mage decks.
This is the best mage card created for Trips who hates mage.
Yeah, I think that this quest is very easy to complete, but it's probably equally easy to complete as the quest. Okay, that we have now, the enter the way gate or what, open the way gate or whatever.
Yep.
And you can get a free turn, or you can get a primordial glyph every turn.
One of these things is better than the other.
The primordial glyph can't discover you the extra turn, so the extra turn is going to be better.
This card sucks.
It's not good.
It's trash.
This card does suck.
In Wild, I hope that everybody knows in context we're talking specifically about Wild.
Yeah, we're talking. I mean, we put it before, and we'll put it again. In Standard, it might be a different thing, but yeah. Okay.
Standard? That's a format?
It's a
No.
It's a 5-class format, Trips.
I thought it was rock, paper, scissors.
No.
I'm actually kind of sad for doing an EK because I felt like the Hunter cards could have been better, even than they were.
I think that 6/9 is really good though, so we'll see. Okay.
All right, Pat. Reno, the whatever relicologist.
What is it with the fucking names in this set? They've just like thrown some crazy ass fucking words on these cards. Okay. He's a 6-mana 4/6, just like originally Reno. It reads Battlecry. If your deck has no duplicates, deal 10 damage randomly split among all enemy minions. This goes right into Reno Mage and fits incredibly well.
It can't go into any other deck that's not Reno.
It can, it just doesn't do anything.
I love Trips' response. Okay, we should have bad talk first here.
Okay.
What do you think?
So, really bad card, but could be good if Odd Paladin stays around. This card's pretty bad against every other fast deck, I think. I'd like to hear your thoughts.
I don't think so. I don't think it's bad just because Reno Mage has shit board clears. I think Reno Mage has bad board clears. They're getting Flame Ward, which is going to be great in that deck. But Reno Mage is not a deck, really. But it is getting support with Zephyrus. And this card, I think, will fit right in there, as Rod stated.
Yeah.
I think it is board clear. Like, obviously, it'd be better if it dealt 15 damage, randomly split amongst all enemy minions. But I see this as like a one-sided volcano for the enemy. Like it's not as good as a volcano in some scenarios, but it's still really good board clear for Mage, who doesn't have access to a lot of great board clear in Reno Mage.
Think about it this way. What happens on turn 5 often in Wild? Odd Paladin plays 2 Armsmen and makes like 5 1/1s into 3/3s, and you're not even guaranteed to kill 2 of them with this if you have like 5 3/3s. It's like, it is. I think this card has potential, but it's going to be super situational when you use it. I mean, you're not going to use it on turn 6 most of the time, right? Especially against aggro, you're going to be doing something like you're going to be playing regular Reno. I really like Reno Mage, but the deck just gets fucking run over most of the time by super aggressive decks and can run out of resources against other decks. So I like this card, and I think it's cool, but I think to make it really good, you need something like Bran into this card. Like, if you play Bran into this card, it's real dope, but that's turn 8.
I think that this, like, if you run Blizzard in any Reno Mage, this replaces Blizzard. Because what this does is on what happens.
So we're gonna go with
magically flip sides.
What?
I magically flip sides.
You magically flip sides because I don't want to fix that again right now. I just want to keep going. Let's keep going. Okay, let's go. Reno. We were talking about it. I think there are varying degrees of this card is okay. I like it more than most. Pat, you just want to recap what you said real quick?
Yeah, it's a good card. The Reno Mage, in order to be good, needed more early removal, and it got it in the new secret. But
in the new secret minion.
100%.
Yeah, but I'm still concerned about just dying.
Yeah.
Before this card is relevant. So
The problem with with Reno Mage is that if you don't have a mad scientist that gets you a ice block on turn 2 or 3, you are in lots of trouble of potentially dying early on because of aggro.
Well, now the secret finders can get you cards that can clear the board against aggro.
Yeah.
I agree with that. Like, Reno needed Flame Ward a lot more than it needed Reno itself, but I think it will end up seeing play in the list that will not necessarily be dominant. I do not think that Reno Mage will be dominant deck. It'll be a good anti-aggro deck, but why would you run it a lot of the time over Reno Warlock?
Yeah. Ice
That's
block.
the problem.
What do you think, Trips? Trips doesn't know what turn 10 is, but he does know what Reno is.
I think it fits well. I would take out Blizzard for this. It plays around Lothab. It's a board clear with developing a body, so I think it's really good.
Yeah. Okay, let's go on. Next, we have a 8-mana 5/5 Tortolin Pilgrim. It reads battle cry. Discover a copy of a spell in your deck and cast it with random targets. So, Bat, you go ahead.
So if this card is going to see any play, I would have to say that you'd have to keep Blizzard in your deck.
Yeah, you can. This card's insanely good with Blizzard. I agree with that.
You know what
this
else?
card's nuts.
You know what else it's insanely good with?
It's good with a lot of things.
With Yogg-Saron's puzzle box, which we'll talk about in a little bit.
But you have to spend 8 mana for a 5/5. It's good for a lot of things, but you have to get to 8 mana and spend 8 mana on a 5/5, and then it does stuff for you.
Yeah. I think this card's cool.
This is just straight up better than a lot of the. I'm sorry for cutting you off there, Rob.
No, you're good.
I think it's straight up better than a lot of the Hunter cards in perspective. Like, but this could be good in like a big spell mage sort of thing, or in Reno Mage if you're willing to play less spells and make it have more accurate targets.
Yeah. What do you think, Trips?
I think it's really nice. It's going to be awesome to be able to play turn 8 Tortilla. I'm damn hungry now. Want some tacos?
Yeah.
You play this in the Yogg's box. That's what this card is printed for. You put this for Yogg's box. I mean, it basically you build your deck around casting big spells, and now you have an 8/8 body, a 5/5 body with it. This card is going to be really, really good in a control mage.
It's going to end up on Trollden where someone does it and they get 2 Pyroblasts that go directly to your opponent's face or something like that. But I think this card, and it looks like a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, but I think this card's cool.
Sorry. Speaking of Pyroblast, we don't want our audience to think that we were encouraging you to put Pyroblast in your deck with this card.
No. I'm just saying that's where it's going to end up on a Trollden or highlight video because of it. But no, that's not what you want. You want untarget things that don't target things.
Flame Strike, Blizzard, Puzzle Box, Yogg-Saron, Ice Block.
Okay, next we have 2-mana mage spell, Ancient Mysteries. It says draw a secret from your deck. It costs 0. This card is is this just better than the 2/3? Because you don't have to play it. I mean, like, I don't know. I don't know how you compare it to that card.
I don't necessarily think it's better than the 2/3, but back to go first.
I think this card's better than the 2/3. Making it cost 0. I mean, just the synergy that it has with the new minion.
It's true. The arcane
that's got to be enough, right?
It's solid synergy with the arcane flak mage, but to be honest with you, okay, go back. I apologize.
No, go ahead. I just think that synergy alone is enough. That's just my personal opinion.
Go ahead, man.
Alrighty. Well, I think it's a great card, and I'm not gonna say any different, but I'm just saying you can play a shit ton of secret tutors now, and they're all good, right? Mad Scientist, Arcanologist, and this card, all good cards. Gives you a lot more flexibility for sure.
I think you maybe
the Arcanologist is good because you can draw the secret, and you have cards like Curator Mage where you can cast it for free anyways. Like this card is also good, but it's a little bit less good when you have like a Cabal, whatever, like the 1 mana card,
Yeah.
1 mana 2
So
in your hand.
what you're saying is this card doesn't go into secret mage shells, but things like Reno Mage, this is probably better because of the ability to play it when you want for 0 or.
It's obviously included in Arena Mage, I think, because you can just run 3 secret tutors and 3 secrets, or 4 secrets, or however many secrets you want.
Yeah.
I guess.
Okay. Trips.
I think this card replaces Mad Scientist in almost every single deck.
Yeah.
Because of the synergy with the secrets, you've been able to trigger the effect whenever you want. I think that alone is going to push it over, and this card's going to see play. This is a good card.
Okay, go on. Next, speaking of seeing, what do you say, Mentalistic?
I was just gonna go off what Tripp said about Mad Scientist. I could see that, but what is he didn't answer what he thought of the battle between it and Arcanologist. He thinks Arcanologist is better than Mad Scientist, but like that card is better than Mad Scientist, but somewhere in between it and Arcanologist, or better than both of them.
I think that Arcanologist is a little bit better, just because you already have cards in your deck that are going to play that secret for free.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to talk about.
And you have the 2/3 body, but it's the new card is much better than Mad Scientist because sometimes you don't want the secret that Mad Scientist gives you.
Yeah. Yep. That's why Mad Scientist is definitely going to get out of these lists with that. So. And speaking of which, it also synergizes great with this card. It's a 2 mana 3/2 Arcane Flak Mage. It reads, after you play a secret, deal 2 damage to all enemy minions. Pat.
This card is bonkers.
Yep.
Bonkers with the especially with that new card that we just discussed, the Arcane Mystery. I can't see anything. I mean, could this make Odd Paladin Secret Mage, if that's still a matchup, can this swing it kind of towards the mage a little bit?
In combination with a Flame Ward, yes.
Yes.
If you're running both in your deck, definitely.
They gave Secret Mage the tools to deal with their biggest problems, which are wide boards with 2 cards, and this class is going to the deck is going to be dominant. I feel like, I don't know.
Well, the problem is you do have to have this minion in your deck to be able to beat Odd Paladin with it, which is not terrible because it's not a terrible minion. It's a 2. At worst, it's a 2 mana 3/2, right? At best, it's insane. It's very powerful. But against control, which is traditionally not where Secret Mage has been weak, it's been against board-based decks. It doesn't do a lot versus control matchups, but Secret Mage can also struggle with armor, and it might not have a lot of ways to deal with that. And this definitely doesn't help them with that.
Yeah,
so
I mean,
it's a toss-up. I mean you could run this, and it's good, but
Secret Mage has always struggled with like Odd Warrior. If Odd Warrior is able to do like a lot of armor up and clearing early on, but this doesn't help. But like it helps with their worst matchup, which is wide boards. So
the second worst match.
Yeah. Trips.
This card is insane.
Yeah.
It basically shores up one of their hardest matchups. It makes aggro so much easier for it to deal with, especially when you can play secrets for free. This card is insane, and it's definitely going into every secret mage deck out there.
Yep. You guys ready? Go on to the next one.
Let's go on to the next one.
Okay, next we have 5 mana 4/4 Elemental Cloud Prince. Battlecry. If you control a secret, deal 6 damage, aka a fireball on a stick. Bat.
Fireball on a stick sounds good to me, especially with the with Arcane Mysteries be discounting a secret to 0 mana, potentially saving it to guarantee this hitting on 5. Pretty good, I'd say.
Yeah.
Yeah. like with Ice Block, you can basically guarantee this will be active a lot of the time. Now it is interesting. I just wanted to bring up Yada has been trying to create a Ring of Mage list, and he thinks this card could be decent in the list because of the interaction with obviously battle cries. Like if you can make this 1 mana off of Lunas and have a Bran on the board, you can make it do a lot of insane stuff. But more importantly, I feel like if you combo this with Frostlich Jaina, it's an elemental and it can heal you. But it's not amazing in that archetype, but it is a huge deal.
Yeah.
If you think about like a Baron Geddon style card, it's an elemental, and it could see play in Secret Mage as well. I could see that.
I think if you're doing that in
expensive.
Secret Mage, you're thinking about replacing the 5/5s, the 6 mana 5/5s, just because the deck lists are so heavy already or so tight already that like you don't need too many 5-drops. But like, or I know that's a 6-drop, but it's that kind of thing. But just the burst potential with it, but it's conditional burst. So I like it, but I don't know outside of Reno where it's gonna actually get played. Trips.
It's a 1 mana 4/4 and Fireball. What's there not to like about this card?
It's
This
just
card
it's
is-
conditional. That's the problem. Is it like
But there's once again we've talked about it. There's so many different ways you can play secrets for free. There's so many different ways that you can kind of control when the secret's going to get popped.
Yeah.
Like depending on the deck, you know which secret's going to last longer, and Ice Block is going to last the entire game. So this card is insane.
A lot of secret mages have taken out a lot of secret mages have taken out Ice Block at this point.
They're putting it back in.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are.
I think so. I think that's the case if it happens and this goes in the deck. Ice Blocks are back. So okay.
You definitely at least run 1 Ice Block in the deck, I feel, but running 2, you can run into problems after you cast a Luna because you could have an Ice Block up anyways and still die to fatigue.
Yep. Okay.
So,
Let's go on. We have a 3 mana 3/3 Dune Sculptor. It reads, after you cast a spell, add a random mage minion to your hand. This is that.
This card seems worse than every other card you'd play in Quest Mage.
Yep.
And that's probably the only deck you would see playing because there's not a lot of cheap spell decks out there.
Yeah.
I don't think this fits in the Secret Mage, like at all.
Nope.
And that's I just don't see a niche for this card. Not a bad card, just no niche currently.
Yeah.
Well, I completely agree with that. I mean, the card is not completely terrible, but it's way worse than Mana Cyclone.
It's fair, which is the problem.
Not good enough.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a reason why Spiteful Summoner Mage isn't a thing because Mage minions suck. This card sucks.
Yeah. The card's not good in WoW.
Okay, let's go on.
It could see play in Standard, but I doubt it.
Okay, next we have the worst of the worst. We have a 3 mana Secret, the Flame Ward. It reads, Secret, after a minion attacks your hero, deal 3 damage to all enemy minions. This is incredibly powerful. Bat.
I think this is the second best card in the set.
Yeah.
This card is nuts on all levels.
Yeah.
This card is bananas. Everything that Mage needed and missing is 3 damage AoE consistently and early.
Yeah.
And it's got it here in a big way.
100%.
Real big way.
You can compare it to, what's the 4 mana, what's the other one that does 2 damage to everyone? The
Explosive Trap?
Explosive Trap?
No, the spell they have, is it the potion that does 2 damage to everything?
Oh, it's a 3 mana.
Volcanic?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's 3 mana.
The thing is that the amount of synergy that Mage has with secrets is much greater than the amount of synergy they have with spells.
Yep.
Like this can be cast very, very easily and quickly. Yep. Whenever you want, really.
And you combine it with the 3/2 and
as
it's
early as turn 1 with the coin. You can go boom.
Yep.
I have a Flame Ward up. Shielded.
I mean,
Attack me.
if you get this for free from your your discover your draw a secret spell and you combine it with the 2-drop, you are getting 5 AoE, like basically for 3 for 2 mana. Which is,
I mean, I think the only reason why this card isn't completely busted is because at least your first minion's able to attack. The attack goes through the first time, then it triggers.
it's like the
So
bear
it's almost
trap.
like a bear trap. It's like a bear trap with Shadow Flame attached. Yeah.
We have that confirmed, right?
Yeah,
That
it's
is
been confirmed.
Yes.
Okay, so
It
like
reads
if I hit
exactly
it with
the
a
same.
giant and it has 3 HP, it hits him for 8.
It hits him for 8. Then it just like I said, think of the interaction. It's bear trap with Shadow Flame attached to it.
Correct.
So I mean that's the only reason why this card is not oppressive. This card is insanely good. It's one obviously it puts it up to one of the best mage secrets out there.
Yeah,
definitely. One of the best mage secrets, and it's released in this set, and it's definitely in my top 3 as well.
Yeah.
With that.
Yeah, it's up there for sure. It's in my top 1 or 2 for sure. So okay. So next we have a 5 mana 5/5 Naga Sandwich. Ugh. The name of this card makes me sad. And it reads Battlecry, change the cost of spells in your hand to 5. So you play this with Yogg Saron's puzzle box, and that's about all, right?
You play this card with Pyroblast. You make 2 Pyroblasts. In 1 turn, you can play them.
Yeah.
10 mana, deal 20. Let's go.
That's true.
I'd rather do Highkeeper Raw.
Yeah, whatever that is. No, 2 Pyroblasts, though. How about that?
Yeah.
Y'all don't like 2 Pyroblasts? I'm a big fan of 2 Pyro.
I think that this card is kind of a big old. I do like the flavor of it because it's Naga and it follows the same 5/5/5 text as wild players know. But yeah, I don't know how good this is. I think this isn't great.
If only there were mountainous spells. Mountain spells.
Oh no!
And they cost less based on the amount of hand sizes that everybody has. Then this card would be great.
This card is strictly meme. You play it for either double Pyroblast, you play it for double Yogg. It's just a meme card.
Yep.
It's a fun card.
Okay.
The card sucks, but it's fun.
What do you think, Bat?
Come on. You tell me 2 Pyroblasts isn't a thing that could possibly happen?
You have to run 2 Pyroblasts in your deck.
Hell yeah, you
And a
do.
5 mana 5/5 bat.
Freeze Mage.
You have to have him
Come
in your hand.
on. It's not impossible.
No.
It's not impossible, but it's not good.
As Tripp said earlier, if it starts off with if.
Hate it. I don't hate it.
Okay. Next, let's go to the best card in the set. It's the Mage. I'm kidding, Mentalistic, but I love this card. It's 10 mana, puzzle box of Yogg Saron. Cast 10 random spells, targets chosen randomly. I love this card! Card's amazing, and I love it to death. It's not very good, but I love it. It's going to kill me most times I cast it, but I love it. Bat.
I don't have anything to say about this card.
Mentalistic.
This is one of the coolest, funnest cards in the set, probably, but not necessarily the most competitive. Yeah, good luck making it to cast this card.
Trips doesn't know what this card is because it costs 10 mana, so he's going to...
With this card, basically, he said, is Blizzard's listening to us. We wanted Yogg unnerfed. They gave us Yogg unnerfed, but they only gave it to 1 class. This card is amazing. It's super fun, and it's going to piss off so many people in the competitive format.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Well, it's going to make some epic trolling clips for sure.
It is.
It's good for the wild community, I think.
But that was the end of Mage, so let's move on to a much worse class than Paladin. Okay, Paladin, starting off with a 4 mana 4/2 Ancestral Guardian, Lifesteal and Reborn. What do you think, Bat?
This card doesn't have Rush. I thought it had Rush when I first saw it, and I almost had a heart attack. But it does not, and therefore it is bad.
Could you imagine the Reborn mechanic with Rush and then it
That's what I'm
spawns again
saying.
and then attacks again?
They have the
I
Mummy.
did have something that had Rush. I was like, oh shit, this card's not.
Wow.
They have the Mummy, which has the but no lifesteal.
Rush, but no lifesteal.
Yeah.
Rush. Okay, I gotta check out some of the Paladin cards to see if there's any synergy with this card.
There's not.
There's not. Paladin's real bad.
Is Paladin real bad? Okay, then I don't feel bad for doing an EK anymore. because I love Paladin, and yeah, sadness. This card is sad.
Yeah, this card's bad. Trips.
This card sucks.
Yep. Okay. Next, we have a 1-mana 2/1 Brazen Zealot. Whenever you summon a minion, gain +1 attack. Pat.
This card is also bad. If it was a 1-mana 1/2, it would be infinitely better.
Yeah.
Infinitely better.
Definitely. It'd be Undertaker. It'd be fucked. It'd be awesome.
It'd be really nuts. But unfortunately, it just having 1 health makes it pretty vulnerable to every 1-drop. So
it dies to everything.
Everything.
So
half of the heroes. And Mortal Coil.
I expect this card, though, we're going to see it in Odd Paladin when we release on Tuesday. People are going to be playing in Odd Paladin, trying it out.
People will try it, but... Right. Oh, sorry.
I don't think it's... the 1 health means a lot, so...
Yeah, if this had Rush or Charge or something, it'd be good.
I disagree. I think this card is insane. You hide it behind Righteous Protector, and now you have a minion. You basically have a win condition on turn 1. If you're playing against an opponent that can't deal with that 1 ping, then you just lose.
I do think, it could be good with, not with Righteous Protector, because you can just ping it down or whatever, but Beaming Sidekick, maybe. Beaming Sidekick, if you can protect it, right? And I don't think Beaming Sidekick will be terrible, potentially. The 1-mana 1/2, give a friendly minion +2 health. If you can protect the card with Steward of Darkshire or Beaming Sidekick or something that can give it health, where it's not instantly able to kill it.
Never Surrender.
It'll hit you hard.
Never Surrender is another thing that is...
Yeah, I'm going to go against the tide here, but I think this card's really good in Odd Paladin.
I think that the card is conditionally really good, but that's the problem. It's not just go in. This is a later to mid-game-ish 1-drop, which is not something you hear a lot in Hearthstone, but I think this card has potential, but
it's questionable whether or not it's better than Southsea Deckhand. I've heard some people say, "Oh, you just cut the pirate package for it," right?
Yeah.
But I don't know if you can do that. The pirate package is very good. The charge is huge. You need charge to combo with your Blessing on Might to kill people.
Yeah. Okay.
You need it.
Next, we have the quest, the 1-mana Making Mummies quest. Play 5 Reborn minions, and the reward, Emperor Wraps. So that gives you the ability to make a 2/2 copy of any minion, right? So, I think go back. You could go first, as always.
I don't hate Control Paladin as an idea involving this card. However, that's not a deck.
Yeah.
So I don't see another way this is playable, and that the hero power is good enough. So that's all I've got.
If this card is powerful, I will love it. But there's a very, very low chance of that ever being the case. I think the card is weak because it's conditional again, but mostly it's kind of hard to pull off in a lot of ways. The stars really need to align.
God damn it. I wasn't impressed with the Reborn minions and what they did with them, so which makes this significantly worse. And then, like you said, like Bat said, the hero power that comes out of this goes with
it's good.
a N'Zoth kind of thing, right? You want slow death rattle things because you want to be able to, like Sylvanas. If you get this off on a Sylvanas, the hero, sweet. But what did you have to do to get to that point is the real problem. Trips.
Yeah, like maybe 4 Reborn minions, but 5 is a lot for Wild.
I think the only way I see this, because Control Paladin's not a thing, and I think the only way that you really see this is if you play a Reborn Murloc Reborn Murloc Paladin, and I don't see them giving up turn 1 and doing that. So I think this statement is going to go for like almost every single Paladin card. This card sucks.
Okay, next we have 2-mana 1/2 Mech Micro Mummy. Reborn. At the end of your turn, give another random friendly minion +1 attack. Bat.
This card would be good in literally every other class but Paladin. But it's in Paladin, so not a fan.
Yeah. Mentalistic.
1 star.
I know people have been trying to run this mech-oriented hand buff paladin, and they can try and run this card in there. Good luck.
I think if this card had magnetic, it would be significantly better, but this is not good. It's so slow for what Paladin wants to do. Not good. Trips.
This card sucks.
Okay. Oh, talk about sucking. Next, we have the 6 mana Pharaoh's Blessing. It
I
reads,
thought you were just going to skip it when you said next.
I mean, almost, dude. Give a minion +4/+4, Divine Shield and Taunt. Bat?
Even Paladin comeback?
No.
Yeah, I didn't think so either. Therefore, cards unplayable.
Mentalistic?
Let's skip.
This is bad. This is real bad. This is
I
bad.
love Paladin. Why? Are they
Oh, wait. With Spirit of the Tiger? Even Paladin?
You would need Spirit of the Tiger. Oh,
I would say this card sucks, but that's giving it a compliment.
this is real bad. Paladin's real bad. Yeah.
Might be one of the worst cards in WoW that we've seen yet.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Okay, next we have a 3 mana 3/1 beast, Salhet's Pride, Death Rattle. Draw 2 1 health minions from your deck. Why would you play this when you could play a 1 mana draw 2 1 health minions from your deck? This is terrible. That's 1 attack, but whatever. This is just bad.
I don't know why you'd play this card. Unless there's a 1 health minion that I'm missing that would be anyway relevant.
Patches.
Patches.
Patches is broken.
Oh,
Yes.
Yeah.
mentalistic.
If you play, okay, never mind. This card's terrible.
This is bad. Trips.
It might make you might be able to run it in your Making Mummies deck.
No, you don't run this card. The Christology is better. This card sucks.
Making mummies.
In your Making Mummies deck.
This card's.
Oh
God.
I like how that understands that meme.
It's amazing how bad all these cards are. Next, we have a 2 mana 3/1 beast, Sandwasp Queen, Battlecry. Add 2 2/1 Sandwasps to your hand. Bat.
I mean, this falls in line with hand buff Paladin.
Yeah.
At least a little bit. The 2/1 Sand Wasps 1-drops?
No, they are. Yeah, I'm sorry. They are. They're 1 mana 2/1 beasts.
That's not that terrible, I guess. But
So-
it's terrible.
The only thing I compare this to is the old 1/1 2-drop that gives you 2 1/1, or was it 3 1?
Well, yeah, it's a druid one, the squirrel one. But the
No.
only reason why that works is because druids can buff the board.
I was thinking of the Paladin one, the Murloc that gives you the 1/1s when it dies.
I'd like to see this card actually do something. If it actually did something, it'd be good. Like if this card had Rush, it could potentially hit something. We could actually rate this card. But in its current state, it doesn't cost 1 mana. It's not broken. It's way too fair for WoW.
I think this card would be better in WoW as a 3-drop. Like
It's playable in Arena.
Yeah.
It's like it's not broken in Arena.
I think
This card sucks.
this card is better as a 3-drop. You need to nerf this card and make it a 3-drop, and then
it might be slightly better as a 3-drop in Odd Paladin, but you never really play it anyways. I don't think. I think it'd just be a Sail Hits Pride in Odd Paladin, which is still trash.
So bad. Okay, next we have Sir Finley of the Sands, 2 mana 2/3 Murloc, Battlecry. If your deck has no duplicates, discover an upgraded hero power. That
Control Paladin's alive. I believe. Not hard enough, unfortunately.
did they?
But I believe at least a little bit.
You
Because then,
could.
you just can't play Uther then. Like I'm confused. Like you're just gonna discover the hero power just to try and
What you
play
have
Uther
to
on
do
curve?
is you have to play a almost Reno deck and play Call to Arms in it. No, it doesn't work. Because if you try and run that kind of list where you're thinning out all your 2-drops, where you do run duplicates in this, it's a 2-drop. So they purposely made it the way that it is so that it's trash and wild, I think. I think it's not going to be very good in wild. If Reno Paladin is a thing,
Even then, it's
I'll eat my words and
You know how this card is good?
I think it's not good.
If they make equality
Not
cost
good.
2 mana again, then this card might be okay. But
Even Paladin.
Oh my gosh.
Even Reno Paladin.
If they made equality cost 2 again, Paladin could actually see play outside of aggro. But
they killed.
That's an obvious answer.
They took Control Paladin out into the backfield and pulled an old Yeller on it when they did that, and this is bad because it's Discover, so you're likely to get something that just doesn't do anything you want.
Just run this in Murloc Paladin.
Even Reno Paladin is being. I will stream it. I will commit at least 2 hours to even Reno.
So bad.
Mark my words.
Okay.
This card sucks. Yeah, you can't. The only time you ever see Surf Inley was in aggressive decks. So now you're going to run a Reno aggro deck because you can't run a Reno value deck when you don't know what hero power you're going to be upgrading to. So,
yeah.
Card sucks.
Okay, next we have a 2 mana card, Subdue. Set of minions attack and health to 1. Bat.
Just play Aldor Peacekeeper for 1 more mana. I don't understand.
But Elder Peacekeeper doesn't set the health to 1. It sets attack and health.
Is that super relevant though?
It's way better because it will deal with things that are. I mean, I still don't know. It's still bad because it's.
Where does it fit? In my even Reno Paladin,
That's a problem. Yes, it's a perfect fit for your even Reno Paladin.
Yeah,
I mean, you guys don't hurt yourself trying to figure out where this bad card goes. This card's bad.
I still think this is the best Paladin card we've looked at.
No, Brazen Zealot's better. This card sucks.
Okay.
That we've looked at so far. It's possible, but it's probably not the best Paladin card out of the set. Actually, I think the next one that we'll see is going to be better.
No, I hope you weren't talking about this. We have an 8 mana Tip the Scales. Summon 7 Murlocs from your deck. This is trash. But Bat, go.
Ooh. How is this trash? Pull every Murloc you want for anything.
Okay, this is how I do. Because everything runs 5 Murlocs in your deck. By turn 8, there aren't going to be any Murlocs in your deck. This is an aggro card that makes your deck that is cost 8 mana. This is horrible. Anyfin doesn't want this card because it is overkill for what you're doing. That's why you run Finja. This card is trash. It is garbage fire trash. This card is donkey shitting on the street, lit on fire trash. This card is terrible.
I disagree.
I think
It's
this card's
more
real
likely
bad.
to see play than subdue. That's what I was trying to say.
It's just bad. It's bad. It might be good in why a standard.
It's not great. It's not great, but it might be the best Paladin card out of this set.
It's an aggro card because that's the only time you're gonna have that many Murlocs in your deck, and that is at 8 mana. You're gonna do that and not have a board and whatever, and then it's like a recover card. I don't know.
It's not awful. It's not.
No, it's awful. Call to Arms does it better, and it's 3 mana cheaper.
Oh, definitely.
What about like Prismatic Lens in anything, and you get this card, play this card for like 2 mana? How nuts is this card?
2 mana, you've probably drawn at least one of your Murlocs.
And so if you do that, you got to wait till turn 5 to play Prismatic Lens, and then you can play a 2 mana Tip the Scales, and that's conditional, or you just play Call to Arms on turn 5.
And then you're gonna have a Murloc that costs 8 mana, and it's gonna fuck up your combo, and you can't fucking play every Fen anyways. This card
sucks.
You could experiment. You could experiment with this card, and
No, you can't. This card's
bad. Let's go on.
All right,
okay, that's
see.
all Paladin.
It's probably not
God,
going to see play, but okay, guys, it's better than all the other Paladin cards.
I don't know, man.
Trips thinks it's not better than Brazen Zealot, but
No, I think Brazen Zealot was their best Paladin card.
Probably.
that's sad. That's very sad.
They're bad cards. Okay, we're going on to Priest. We have the quest, the 1 mana quest, activate the obelisk. Quest, restore 15 health, rewards obelisk eyes. So that is a give +3/+3 to a minion, and does it restore 2? I don't know how much health it restores while you're doing it, but it heals at the same time.
It's 3 health.
Is it 3? Okay. This bet, go ahead.
It's fine. Priest isn't very good, so I don't know how good it'll be. But it definitely has potential. It seems like a good card in a vacuum.
Is it combo priest card?
Are you restoring 15 health in Combo Priest often? Sir, if you're playing Circle, maybe.
Circle in Acolyte, or what do you call her? Northshire Cleric, and you're just rotating through stuff. Maybe you put the Injured Blade Master in. I don't know.
Possible. No, it's not impossible that this card's playable immediately, but I don't know. It seems like Combo Priest has gotten so efficient with the extra arms buff to 2 mana. Now it can put pressure on a lot faster than you wanting to restore 15 health and then get this card.
What do you think, Mentalistic?
I think this card just might be better than all the Paladin cards, but it's still not complete trash, but it's not great. No, not great, because you got to think, all of the quests, you have to take out a card slot for them, right? Or, well, in your opening hand too, like it takes up a card, which is you're already going at a little bit of a disadvantage versus aggro. And then it doesn't really win you the game instantly versus control. So it's possible that it's just 2 mana +3/+3 hero power.
Yeah. I think this card's cool, and this card seems like it's going to be broken in standard. I think where things are significantly slower. I think it's cool and fun, but I don't think it's great in Wild. I think you guys are right.
Easy to activate in Wild. Easy to activate, but hard to do anything with.
Yeah. Trips?
I think it's too fair for Wild.
Yep. Okay.
Is this card good in Big Priest?
Yes, it's amazing in Big Priest. It gives you something to do turn 1.
Yeah.
That's the only argument you have.
Everybody run this card in Big Priest, please.
I would play this in Big
Running
Priest.
this in Big Priest.
Okay, you know the problem is they're going to do it, and they're going to run it in Big Priest, and they're going to beat you, and you're going to be sad, and I'm going to be angry, and I'm going to scream at my computer because they're running shitty cards in Big Priest.
They're only going to beat Rod.
Yep.
Somebody's going to beat Rod with this card.
Oh, talk about someone's going to beat Rod with a card. Next, we have the 1-mana spell, Embalming Ritual. Give a minion reborn. Pat?
It's not better than the last card, but it's pretty good. In Big Priest, at least.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. This card's obviously nuts. And the last card is terrible. This card is ridiculous.
It's much better. It's much better than the last card. I was going to instantly disagree with you.
He was just giving up shit.
Yeah. Okay.
This card's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the last card is trash compared to this card.
1 mana resurrect.
You need to have the minion on the board, but it's probably worth a slot. I mean, maybe in Big Priest, but it's a good effect.
So I think this is like this
not
card
amazing by any means.
This card does a lot of things, and it actually makes it so if you have coin, you don't want to coin on Barnes. You want to play Barnes on 4, and then play Embalming Ritual on the token. What I think that this is being understated that this does, this gives Big Priest a way to ensure they can curve their res pool the way they want. The res pool is tailored to how many of every minion has died. So you put this on a Katrina, you put this on a Ragnaros, you put this on a Lich King, you put it on the card that you want for a matchup you want to res more copies of. Tailor making it so that you can do this and make sure your res pool shows up the way you want. I think this card's incredibly strong and like it being underlooked.
I am going to bring up the fact that I do think that Big Priest received some support this expansion, but I don't think all of it is this card. I think I'm actually a bigger fan of another card that we'll see later.
Okay, Trips.
I don't give two shits if you put Reborn on one of your minions and just going to snap it back to your hand.
This is true. Okay. Next, we have the 2-mana 1/3 Grand Mummy. Reborn. Death Rattle. Give a random friendly minion +1/+1. Pat.
Bad.
Yep. Mentalistic.
Real bad.
I'm echoing that in a lot of ways here. This is the card. It has Death Rattle. It's gonna Banana Ramic's probably gonna hit top 10 Legend with this card. Problem.
This is good. I feel like this card's going to be obnoxious in like Quest Priest because the old school Quest Priest, just because it's obnoxious. This card is going to be annoying as fuck to play against because you're like, it's going to die, it's going to come back, it's going to buff something, and it's going to take the deck. It's
the quest.
Yeah.
The thing is, it's confusing me because it's like, oh, they pushed this quest, but then they're giving cards for the other quests.
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
I think it's annoying, and that deck has never been like top tier. It's just
never been, no.
It's annoying, is what it is. It's annoying.
Yeah.
It grinds your opponents out. So,
but this fits perfect in that.
Yeah.
It fits perfect in that sort of Bananaramic. The 3-mana card that resummons the 2 Death Rattle cards as 1/1s, and then this card comes back again.
Yeah.
Twilight's Call. This card comes back again off Twilight's Call, and it Death Rattles again. And it has 4 triggers for your quest or whatever. That's the only way I could see it making work. If it could speed up that process for a deck's engine.
Yeah. Trips.
Screw all you guys. I love this card. Aggro Priest tier 1.
Okay.
Can't argue with that.
So now we have real problems. Next, we have the 4-mana 2/7 High Priest Amet. It reads, whenever you summon a minion, it says health equal to this minion's.
This card gives me nightmares.
Yep.
Some serious freaking nightmares. Like, it's hard enough to remove with 7 health.
Mm-hmm.
And then I don't know. I don't think there's a better card that Priest could have gotten than this card. This fits perfectly.
Yes. In Wild. Like Inner Fire Priest is already solid in Wild, and this card just fits right in there, I think.
Inner Fire Priest is a deck that is a sit around, don't do anything. You don't have to do anything until you have the correct cards in your hand, and you go, okay, I'm going to combo you and just kill you out of nowhere, which is frustrating to play against. Not fun of an interaction, but this card is completely powerful and probably one of the, this is a top 5 card in the set also. Priest got some crazy support. Trips.
Board TK is back, guys.
Yeah.
Also, this goes well in Big Priest, guys. So every time you resurrect something, you play this on 4, and then you play Barnes on 5, and guess what, guys? You get a 1/7 token. Put this in Big Priest. I'm telling you guys.
And a 3/7. Doesn't Barnes get the?
Yeah, and a 3/7 and a 1/7. Come on, guys. This is a golden day 1 Big Priest craft. Put it in every single. You know what? Take out statues because statues aren't as good as this card. So you take out all your statues, and you put in the diet statues for 5 mana, and now you have a 2/7.
That's actually, dude. You're underestimating how good that combo is. What you just said is actually pretty gross. You playing this card
exactly. I'm trying to help Big Priest players. Put this in your card. Put a Met in all your guys' Big Priest decks.
The problem is, Trips, the only people who will listen to you and who will put this card in their deck are probably rank 10. So to the rank 10 and below players, please don't put this in your Big Priest. It won't help your win rate. Anybody who's above rank 5, put it in your deck. Simple as that.
It's secret tech, guys.
I stand with my rank 10 and below, brother.
Okay. Next, we have 2-mana spell, Holy Ripple. Deal 1 damage to all enemies. Restore 1 health to all friendly characters.
This card is just worse than Spirit Lash.
I don't understand that thought process, but I'm okay to listen because I think it does something different. But
why is this not the same thing as Spirit Lash?
Spirit Lash's world's better.
I agree with that. Especially, yes, it's better in almost every scenario, unless you have like maybe North.
Rod, this can only heal you for 1.
What, guys? What I'm saying is, I just want Bat to explain it because this card doesn't. I understand and I agree with him. I just want him to explain why it's like that.
So, Priest doesn't care about its minions' health because it has so many ways to heal their minions. Lash being able to heal you for infinitely more than just one is a huge deal.
Yep.
It's a huge deal.
Yep.
And that's it. There's no way around that. That's
If
just
you-
how that's just how what
If
the
you
card
want
is
if
meant
you want
to
a
do.
third, if you want, you could put one extra copy of this in Big Priest, but I don't think it's good. Like if you want
Actually, all Big Priest players take out Spirit Lash, put in Holy Ripple.
Yeah, put two of these in. Put two of
everybody
these in.
above rank 5 and but not for anybody below rank 5. Everybody below rank 5 keep the Spirit Lash in. Everybody above rank 5 put in the Holy Ripple instead.
I think the only time this is
Yes.
better than Spirit Lash is if you're playing Trips's aggro priest deck, because then you would care more about your minions' health and you're trying to just remove enemy minions. And that's the only time. And aggro priest isn't a thing. So I think I like this card.
Aggro Priest is going to be your thing. I'm telling you.
Wait. Cleric into the new 1/2. Cleric coin the 1/2. Trade off the 1-drops and then play Holy Ripple. And then you just draw your whole deck. Aggro Priest, you're right.
I'm telling you. Aggro Priest.
Oh wow.
They don't remember they have that 2-mana
Spoiled
2/2.
again.
Give +1, give +1.
Yeah.
Spoiled again.
You guys are sleeping on Aggro Priest.
More trips logic.
Next.
good.
Next.
Okay.
We have.
So, sorry.
No, go ahead, man. You want to say something else about the last one?
No, go. It's Bat's turn first, anyways.
Okay, it's 2-mana penance. Lifesteal, deal 3 damage to a minion. That.
This card is so good.
Yeah.
I like this card a lot better than Powered Shield. Showered Pain, same card. I hate all priest cards, so easy I get them mixed up. But this card's excellent. There's nothing else I can say about it. It's just more consistent than Showered Pain, I think. At the 2-mana slot.
This is the card that I was talking about earlier that I actually like running in Big Priest. I think that this is sort of the effect that Big Priest wants. You can run this and run Pain if you want. You can use this to run a more anti-aggro Big Priest list, which I like the concept of.
So all I have to do is say I'm going to compare this to 2 other cards, and then we're going to laugh at how good how fucking busted this card is. Dark Bomb and Frostbolt. So this card, compared to those cards in most situations, is significantly better, especially for early removal. The only time this card is worse than Frostbolt is when you're trying to do other freeze things or you're trying to stop a big minion from hitting you in the face. Otherwise, this card's fucking bonkers. This card is incredibly strong and way better than Dark Bomb. So, Trips.
This card can't go face, though.
Yeah.
Priest doesn't give a fuck about that.
It's Big Priest. It's kind of what it wanted.
Well,
Control
obviously,
Priest,
if this
Reno
was-
What do you
Priest.
think, Trips?
Yeah, this
imagine
card's
someone
insane.
thinks-
I'm with Bat.
Okay.
You take this is a better Pain.
Yeah, you run 2 copies of this, and you probably discover it sometimes off Shadow Vision, and you're not upset.
What is this bird
You
thing?
can run 1 copy of Pain if you want. You can run 1 copy, and I think you could run all that and still have like a good anti-aggro package.
What is this bird thing on the card, though? This is the only thing I don't understand. But
He's trying to hold Gul'dan's hand.
yeah, makes sense. Okay, next we have the 9-mana Plague of Death. Silence and destroy all minions. Bat.
This card's alright. 9 mana is a lot of mana. Is this better than Scream? Probably not.
No.
Situationally, I'll agree with you situationally, but most
Across
times,
the board, I'm going to go with probably not.
Yeah.
So
Bat.
You
I
could
mean,
run
man-
it if you wanted. You could run it if you wanted, but everybody who should run it, it should be above rank 5. Please.
I think if
And
you're,
Q into Rod with it and beat him with it.
I think this
and-
card.
Q
If
Rod.
if you're in a world where Nazoth is,
It's not
there are a lot of
terrible. It's
Nazoth
not-
decks going around. This
but
card
it's
is
not good.
what?
It's not terrible, but it's expensive. Well, I'm not saying it's never good, but it's very expensive to the point where you probably don't want to be running this. I would rather just run an anti-aggro version of Big Priest than.
This card is
This is-
insane against Gul'dan. This card
It's
is
good.
insane.
It's good in the mirror.
Yeah, this card is insane against Nazoth, but like most of the time, like you said, you're playing against a bunch of aggro. This card is garbage then. So
Very bad.
Psychic Stream's better, and it comes out 2 turns earlier.
Yeah, but okay, everybody, let's talk about what's that 6 mana board clear that deals damage equal to their health?
Light Bomb.
Light Bomb. So I think this card is better than Light Bomb. That's like the real comparison because you're gonna run 2 Psychic Screams anyways, but you have a tech slot where you could add a board clear, and you could add Light Bomb, or you could add this card, and this card comes down 3 turns later than Light Bomb, and that's the big thing about it. It's like I'd rather just have a Light Bomb in my deck, probably.
Yeah, Big Priest on turn 9. You want to play statues. You don't want to play border removal.
Yeah, you don't want to play Plague of Death.
I mean, you don't want to do that in Big Priest because you're silencing your own minions too, right? So, yeah. Okay. Next, we have the 4 mana 3/1 Psycho Pomp. Battle Cry. Summon a random friendly minion that died this game. Give it Reborn. That.
I don't know why people were so unbelievably hyped about this in like Big Priest. Like, yeah, it's cool, but then you have a 3/1 in your pool.
In your pool and in your deck and in your list.
Not great. Not great. If there was like a Death Rattle control Reno Priest, that's cool.
Well,
everything else, playable Priest decks? No.
I thought you were going to say if this was the Death Rattle effect.
Yeah.
Because then I could kind of agree with you in a way too. Like you could see playing Big Priest if it was a Death Rattle effect. But
I think it'd be fine even if it wasn't a Death Rattle effect.
In Big Priest?
In Big Priest, forget about it. This was Death Rattle.
Yeah,
it'd be super nuts. I thought you were just talking generally. Yeah.
No, I mean, yeah, I don't know. I think this card is if we ever have some board-based priest deck that like Trips is talking about, you put it in there.
Battle Cry and Death Rattle.
Murloc Priest?
Battle Cry and Death Rattle would be good.
I mean,
Trips, Murloc Priest?
You know it. You know it, Bat. The only Res Priest that I see this going into is the original Res Priest.
Yeah.
With injured Blade Master and the injured Calvier, and now the 2 mana 2/6 with taunt and deal 3 damage
themselves.
I know I could definitely see like that because Bishop Onyx seen play in those decks and it was actually pretty good. So I mean, I still think that the deck would be too fair, but I mean, I had fun with that original Res Priest, so I'm gonna try it out. It may be good.
It's not terrible.
It may be good. I mean, it's going to be fun, but I still think the deck overall is too fair for Wild.
I think you could even put this in the quest if you're going to play a quest version and Wild the new quest because of what it does with the Reborn and you giving it the +3/+3 or whatever. But yeah. Okay, next we have the 5 mana 5/5 Sandhoof Waterbearer. At the start of your turn, restore 5 health to a damage friendly character. Bat.
I was gonna like really, really excited when I saw this card. I saw 5 mana 5/5. I thought, oh, did Priest get a Cobalt Scalebane? And they didn't. And I was really upset about it. But it's not bad in the board Priest in our aggro Murloc Priest deck because it'll heal the Reborn minion that came off of the 4 mana 3/1 the turn prior. So
in the makeshift Psychopomp Dream World deck, this could be okay, but I just not seeing it come together.
It's an arena card.
It's too fair. Like Tripp says, like the deck with the Psychopomp already, it's fair. And it's sad that resurrecting a 4/7 minion is fair and wild, but it is.
Yep. This card's an arena card. It's fun, but it's not good. Trips.
Happy Rag saw no play. This will see no play.
Yeah. Okay. We have a 3 mana 3/3 Wretched Reclaimer. Battle Cry. Destroy a friendly minion, then return it to life with full health. Bat.
This card is super nuts. Play Aegon 2. Summon this on 3. Not too shabby.
Egg Priest. Egg Priest.
Priest.
We're going in that route. That's cool. That's a good idea.
Telling you guys, Aggro Priest is gonna happen.
Dude, this is the tools that you're actually this is gonna get played. I don't think it's gonna be good, but it's gonna get played. Maybe it is good. I don't know. Mentalistic.
The problem is, it's like, okay, we're playing an injured Blade Master. We're killing it. We're resummoning the injured Blade Master. We play a 3 mana 3/3. We're playing a Psychopomp. Oops, I get back my Wretched Reclaimer and I lose the game because my deck sucks and it does nothing.
You're still getting a free 3/3.
That's why you kill him by turn 6. It's aggro.
Oh, okay, true. Yeah. In an aggro deck, I don't know. I don't even know what to say about this card. Sure.
What do you think, Trips?
This is 9 lives on a stick for Priest.
No, it's not nearly that good.
Yes,
but...
because you play Sylvanas, and then you play Twilight's Call, and you get a Sylvanas, and then you just Wretched Reclaimer it.
No.
It's aggro Priest. That's what it is. Aggro Priest tier 1, guys.
It is aggro Priest, to be fair.
If I see it, I'll be surprised.
Okay. Next, we're gonna move on to Rogue, and Trips is very excited, as you can see. First, we're gonna start off with our 5-mana 5/5 Anka the Buried battle card. Change each death rattle minion in your hand into a 1/1 that costs 1. Can I say that this is like some of the most? I know it's not complicated, but this seems like a card that like new players would have a hard time like comprehending why you would want it, kind of thing. First off the bat, before we comment, you know what I mean? There's a lot going on in this card, which is okay for a legendary, but there's a lot going on. Bat.
When I read this card, all I see is Carnivorous Cube and Necrium Blade just beaming in my face.
So Big Rogue?
Big Rogue, baby! Come on!
Yes!
Are you kidding me? Let's go!
Big Rogue.
Big Rogue is the worst to lose to, but
man.
Oh man, that deck is not bad.
Big Rogue can run sap.
Big Rogue can run a lot of saps. A lot of saps.
What do you think, Mentalistic?
This card, I feel cheated. Rogue gets good cards and Paladin gets crap.
Fuck Paladin.
Paladin's been good for a while. Come on.
Yeah, but the thing that I still get mad about.
Card. This can see play. This can do ridiculous things. If you want to have fun and you want to do meme stuff, if you want to do meme stuff, try experimenting with this card. I feel in Wild because you might have like a really good amount of success with like a Death Rattle Big Rogue with this card in it.
Is this gonna
be? This is like Barnes. This is like the Barnes of Big Rogue.
You played this in a Death Rattle. You played Death Rattle Rogue with Roll the Bones and Anka the Buried, where it's like all Death Rattle minions, and you played this card after Roll the Bones, and you just go fucking ham, and you just draw like 19 cards, and then you play this, and then you roll that into a fucking like a 16, 2020 Edwin because you've played 5 fucking Death Rattle minions that like. Well, among other things, I think this card's really cool.
It's a little bit too Magic Christmas Land for me. I feel like Roll the Bones is it's a little excessive.
Bat just said it best. 1 mana cubes and Necrium Vial. You can do some disgusting things. This card is amazing. I hope I get this card golden out of my pre-order.
Astral's Flames is somewhere yelling about Grawl the Shark and what happens with Grawl the Sharks with this. And
Grawl the Shark.
It turns out Blizzard agrees with Trips. They're like, fuck Paladin. Rogue's fucking cool.
Yeah.
Let's play this card. I don't disagree with that, but it makes Rogue cool.
Okay. Next, we have the Rogue Quest, Bizarre Burglary. It reads, Quest, add 4 cards from other classes to your hand. Reward, Ancient Blades. Ancient Blades are a 3/2 dagger that make you immune while you use them. So I was talking about this with Trips before the show. This is basically going, okay, this is better than Odd Rogue at this point because the requirement, you can't do it on turn 2, but everything else, this card is bonkers to me. Bat, what do you think?
Best card in the set. Not close. Not close.
This card's insane.
This card is so easy to get online by turn 5.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. The amount of burgle effects. You play burgle, you're halfway done. You're halfway done.
Play burgle. You play
burgle.
The 1/1 that gives you
Pilfer, Blink Fox. Whatever the hell whatever your heart desires. because the weapon's good enough.
Shaku. And guess what, guys? So Odd Rogue is the best deck, or one of the best decks in the format right now. This makes it so you can have a better weapon than Odd Rogue, don't have the requirements of playing only odd cards. So guess what you could do in this deck? You could play this with Sap, as Tripp said earlier. Rogue with Sap is so incredibly broken. This card is insane. Insane.
I think we skipped me again.
I know. No, I'm ranting. I'm very enthusiastic about this. Mentalistic. You go ahead. What do you think, man?
I think that I do agree with that. It's very, very easy to complete this, which makes it probably one of the playable quests, definitely, for sure. Probably the most playable quest that we've seen so far, at least, easily. The weapon, it's really good. Doesn't instantly win you the game, but it's solid. So,
you give me a Fiery War Axe on demand, and I can play Saps in my deck. This card is this is the one that I was most torn about.
Most excited about, or
I was more torn because, turn 2 you have the 2/2 weapon, and essentially you do this by turn 1, then you're really losing against aggro, or you're losing the board against aggro. But then I remember, well, shit, we have backstab. We have a bunch of ways that can help us get back onto the board. And once this weapon goes online, it's insane. It's a Fiery War Axe on demand, and you can have Sap back. You can have Vanishes
and you're immune.
back.
You're immune while using the Fiery War Axe.
The only thing you have to be careful about. The only thing you have to be careful about in this. Well, the thing is, you don't have to be careful necessarily, but the deck sometimes wants to run that lifesteal weapon, and it might, override this in some scenarios. But I wouldn't be too worried about that. I think the key part about this card is that all you have to do is add the cards to your hand, which makes it very easy.
You don't have to play them. You just have to add them to your hand.
I don't think you need to go heavy with the you're playing 5 or 6 cards that are low cost early on, and they just fuel everything you need, and then you have the incredible power in your hand. So, okay. I think this is really one of the best cards in the set. So
Numero uno.
It's probably
I don't know if I just here just a second. What did I just do? I mean, it's way better than a lot of. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So
it's better than every Paladin card and probably all the Hunter cards for sure.
Oh yeah. Besides the Stinger. Okay, we have the 5-mana 3/5. It might not be better. The Stingers, we gotta see how that goes. Oh, we have the 5-mana 3/5 Bizarre Mugger, Rush, Battlecry. Add a random minion from another class to your hand. That's what we were just talking about. Bat.
I don't love this as much as I thought I was going to. After seeing it by itself, going through all the other cards that Rogue got, this is just underwhelming.
Yeah. Mental.
It's expensive.
Yeah.
It doesn't really do a lot. I think this is one cost. Yeah, this is trash.
You compare this to the Warrior card that turns
Sacred Shield Master for an extra mana with Rush.
Yeah.
Instead of Taunt, but you get Swashbuckler effect.
Yeah.
It's just not great.
I think it's okay. It's not going to see any play in Wild, I don't think. But
never. Yeah.
What do you think, Strips?
I think it's more Arena than Constructed.
Okay, next we have the 2-mana spell, Clever Disguise. Add 2 random spells from another class to your hand. Bat.
So you play quest on 1, you play this on 2, you play Burgle on 3. Congrats, your quest is next.
Yep. Mental.
This is better than Burgle, right?
Yeah, because there's spells.
Yeah.
And we have prep.
This card's actually insane with the quest.
Yeah, you could play the quest on 1, prep this card if you want. Maybe
This card's good.
What?
It's solid.
This card's good.
Okay.
It's scary. This is scary.
And then you add Test,
card.
and now you're playing spells with Test instead of just minions. This card's good.
Test
And
is
I think in that deck where you're memeing around with burgling things, you easily run 2 of these.
And academic espionage and tests.
And the biggest thing is it's from another class. It's not from your opponent's class.
Yep. Okay, next we have the 3-mana 2/2 hook scimitar combo, gain 2 attack. Bat.
If you're not playing the quest for some bizarre reason, this is not terrible. And just like a weapon rogue, like if they just eliminate Kingsbane, then you can play this card.
Yeah.
Maybe no, probably not.
Okay.
This card sucks.
Okay, so yeah, I agree that you probably want to just be playing the quest over this card in probably every scenario. Like if you want to run this card, you might as well just play the quest or whatever. I don't know. This card's trash.
I theory crafted on the show because we hadn't seen the quest yet that you use this as burst damage to like finish off a game as an aggressive rogue, but then you see the quest and you go, oh, why would I ever do that? This is bad after that. Like you see the quest and then this card, you're like, this is garbage. Trips.
Right.
I still think based off of the aggro rogue that Corbett ran, I still think Waggle Pick's better than Hook Scimitar.
Definitely. Waggle Pick's insane.
And then, Rod, just to reiterate, this doesn't go into Odd Rogue and you don't take out Henchman.
I was joking and I was trying to say that you put a burst damage in there and it was a joke, Trips. Okay, next, the cutest card in the whole set, I think. It's the 1-mana 1/2 Pharaoh Cat. Battle cry, add a random reborn minion to your hand. Bat.
This is a good card in Odd Rogue for 4 months. Because there's such a limited pool of reborn minions. I really don't hate playing this card over like Firefly, honestly.
Yeah.
I don't hate it. Because you can get you could just get like the I mean it sucks, but the 4-mana Paladin minion just to have a 4-mana 4/2 on turn 4 just to play.
No, you get Grand Mummy.
It's gonna stick.
You get Grand Mummy on turn 2.
Grand Mummy too. Right. There's that.
I don't think you. Yeah, it's okay. Sorry, keep going.
No, you're good. It's not the worst idea I've seen because
easily, yeah.
Just like getting that 4-drop and having a minion on board that essentially guarantees a minion for Fungalmancer on 5.
Yeah.
Well, you mentioned that the reborn pool is limited. But there are some shitty reborn minions. Shit like the Wasteland Assassin, Generous Mummy,
and you have to pay for them.
Golem. Like a lot of these cards you probably don't really want over just having an extra token off Firefly. Like Firefly is not a bad card.
If you get this if you play this on 1 and you get the 10/10 legendary, it's not great. You have a card you can't play in your hand for the rest of it. Until turn 10, which as Trips will tell you doesn't exist.
So I'm looking at the list of the reborn cards right now, and it looks like there's 13 of them.
Yeah, that's
that's a lot.
So you have Ancestral's Guardian, a 4-mana 4/2 Lifesteal Reborn. You have Bone Wraith, 4-mana 2/5 Taunt Reborn.
Yeah.
You have Candletaker, 3-mana 3/2 Reborn. You have Colossus of Clout, 10-mana 10/10 Divine Shield Reborn. You have Generous Mummy, which is going to be the worst one. 3-mana 5/4. Your opponent's cards cost 1 less. You have Grand Mummy, which is going to be the best. 2-mana 1/2 Reborn. Death Rattle, give a friendly minion +1/+1. You have the Kartut Defender. 6-mana 3/4 Taunt Reborn. Restore 3 health to your hero. Micro Mummy, 2-mana 1/2 Mech Reborn. At the end of the turn, give another friendly minion +1 attack. Murmy, which is a 1-mana 1/1 Murloc with Reborn.
That one's insane.
You have Restless Mummy, 4-mana 3/2 Rush Reborn. You have Temple Berserker. Reborn has +2 wild damage, which is insane. You have Wasteland Assassin, 5-mana 4/2 Stealth Reborn. And then you have Wrapped Golem. Reborn, at the end of your turn, summon a 1/1 Scarab with taunts. So they're not the worst.
They're not the worst, but overall, I would say you don't want to cut Firefly specifically for this card. And Firefly, on average, will be better at activating things like Vilespine Slayer.
You know what the thing is, though? You potentially put this in the quest deck just because it's going to... Looks like it's probably going to add a quest... reborn from another class, like likely to. I mean, it's not guaranteed, right? A lot of those are neutral.
They're, out of the 13, there's only 4 that are class.
Your odds are good.
That are class.
Yeah.
Your odds are good.
Next, we have the
I don't
1
think you're
mana.
in the quest there.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
I was thinking, and then he said the numbers, and I'm like, yeah. Okay, next we have a 1 mana Plague of Madness. Each player equips a 2/2 knife with poisonous. A bat.
I like this card a lot. Unfortunately, your weapon on the quest will always be better.
Yeah.
But this is not the worst card in Odd Rogue because it's enables your Vile Spine before Vile Spine turns. Technically, you just have to use your face to kill the minion.
Yeah.
Which I don't hate. It'll on the times where they like coin Void Caller into Sack Pack, and you're like, oh well, my Vile Spine's 2 or 3 turns away. Let's just play the Madness and maybe get back on the board a little bit faster. I don't know. I just don't hate this card.
Yeah, I don't completely hate it, but I don't think it's amazing either.
So the story I hear is that the other
mediocre.
What?
It's pretty mediocre.
Yeah,
I think
it gets way more mediocre when they showed the quest, right? But this doesn't seem like a plague because it was originally going to do something else, which ended up being way too powerful or something, I guess, and so they decided not to do it. Like it was going to sap everything, or I don't know, but. So then they get this, and this is a great arena card, but this doesn't do anything because there's a lot of weapons in Rogue in the set, and none of them are dealing with anything like.
What do you think, Trips?
I really like it. I think it's a nice tech card.
Aggro?
Well, in Odd Rogue, I think it's a nice tech card because, as you mentioned, sometimes you can't deal with a big taunt. Your Vile Spine a couple turns away. And I don't care about my opponent getting a weapon because they're going to use their face to clear it. So they're just doing damage to themselves as well, which is helping my goal. But also one of the bigger things, it's versatile. It acts as weapon removal. So
it is 1 mana. Like it has that going for it. It costs like nothing.
It's 1 mana 2 damage too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
but
so
if you're Odd Rogue, you already have a 2 damage weapon.
Yeah, it's removal and it's weapon destruction. I think it's nice. I think it's a good card. It's not a staple. It's a tech card.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but
tech card.
But it's really good. I think it's really good.
I think it's strong. It's just it only is strong in very certain situations, like Tripp said. So I like the. I do like
Secret Mage being a thing. It disrupts Alaneth.
Yeah.
I don't think it's gonna. Oh yeah, no, that's decent. But I don't think it's gonna be like Tripp said, like a staple in a staple in a list that you'll see like, okay, easy 2 Plague of Madness, no questions about it.
Yeah.
I don't think it's ever gonna get to that point.
Okay, next we have the 4 mana 4/4 Socket Sapper. Death Rattle. Return a random enemy minion to your opponent's hand. Bat.
Big Rogue. Death Rattle Rogue. Cube this. Have fun, opponent.
Yeah.
Good luck making a board. I love this card.
I think it's cool.
Awesome. This is an awesome card.
What do you think, Wencelistic?
It's a cool card. Yeah, it's solid. It's solid in Death Rattle Rogue. Yes. That's all I have to say, I guess.
I think it's
very not like amazing in Death Rattle Rogue, but it's a fit. It fits in the list.
I think it's a fun, powerful card, but it's powerful in very certain like decks. What do you think, Trips?
Kidnapper was very situational. I think this is also very situational.
Yeah.
Okay. Next, we have the 4 mana spell, Shadow of Death. Choose a minion, shuffle 3 shadows into your deck that summons a copy when drawn. That.
I mean, I'm super excited to play the what's that? The 5 mana 0/5 that does 5 damage to a minion when you have 3 on board.
The Obelisk. Yep.
Yeah, Obelisk. Super excited for Obelisk. This card is really good if you get Leroy, I guess, and that's about it.
This card is like other than Astral Flames running his control rogue,
His mill rogue.
I think that this is. I don't think you run this in any of your decks, but you're happy to discover it because it's very situational.
I think there's going to be some kind of combo that comes out of this or something that's going to be broken. I don't know what to do with it, but this card seems incredibly powerful to me in the right situation in combo decks mostly. So, Mental, what do you think?
It's not as powerful as Shadow Word Death. It's Shadow of Death.
Do you have an opinion on the card besides its name?
This has got to be in some really greedy rogue that beats Rod. That's what I want to see.
Yeah, that's gonna happen for sure. So,
if somebody discovers some interaction that's really powerful with this, I haven't seen something, right? I don't know.
Okay, next we have the 2-mana 1/2 World Kick Master. Whenever you play a combo card, add a random combo card to your hand. Bat.
This is just a public service announcement for everyone who compared this to Underbelly Angler. Can you stop?
Please.
This card is not even close.
Compared this to Underbelly Angler.
I saw it on Twitter. People were like, "Oh my god, they gave Underbelly Angler people on drugs."
Yes, they are.
I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? This card is nothing.
It's not even close
God.
to Underbelly Angler.
No, this card sucks. This card is so bad. You're not going infinite with this card. Combo cards are expensive for a reason.
And they're awkward.
I think Trip should agree because he was just talking about Kidnapper. And if you want to have 3 Kidnappers in your hand, this is an excellent way to do that.
Yeah.
This card sucks.
Yeah, let's go on.
So
okay,
bad.
so that's all the rogue. So rogue is pretty strong. Let's go to Shaman.
Underbelly Angler.
Okay, let's go to Shaman. We start off with Quest. Corrupt the Waters. Quest, play 6 battle cry. Quest, play 6 battle cry cards. Reward Heart of Vernal. What does that do again? I forget what is the.
It triggers your battle cries twice.
Yeah. So, Pat.
This card is super good, and it went to the class the best battle cries outside of Warlock, probably.
Yeah.
And it's that's going to be a problem. Charterwalk has been rising in popularity, and so, and this is the perfect addition because that deck doesn't play cards on turn 1. I mean,
yep. Occasionally, I mean, you can play the 2/1, the freezy dude, but you don't usually want to. You just want to freeze a minion with that. But yeah.
Right.
So it's I think it's definitely between these two, the rogue and the shaman quest, between which one is the best quest. But the other ones are definitely a step down from those.
Yeah, I like this a lot. Trips, what do you think?
Reno Shutterwalk. Let's go.
I know Dr. Evil was like getting on a pretty good streak with this at the end of last season and doing some damage in the wild legend ladder too. So,
and you can craft this card, try and have fun with it in wild, and be good with it in standard because I think the card will be good in standard too, probably.
Yep. Next, we got the 7-mana Earthquake, and it reads: deal 5 damage to all minions, then 2 damage to all minions. Bat.
This card is fine. That's all. Just fine.
Yep.
Shaman's got enough tools. They got Devolve. They got Hexes. They have Volcano. They have Haggard the Scheme. They have a million different ways to combat death rattle effects and big boards that are much cheaper.
I have a question. Do you guys know, and maybe you know the answer to this? So after the 5 damage, do you get? Is there a any?
It waits, and then it deals 2 damage to.
So reborn.
So it clears reborn minions.
Yes,
it clears reborn
minions. Yeah.
Which earthquake or volcano would it do?
No.
So that's where it's superior. If reborn becomes a thing, this card's great. But otherwise,
is it though? It's still 7 mana.
He skipped me again.
I'm just commenting. Mental, you're gonna get a point.
All right.
Mental, let's go ahead, man. I'm not gonna forget you. I promise.
Okay. In Wild, you can have Void Lord out in the early game. This card, if it dealt 9 to all minions, then dealt 3. Then we're talking. For
Yeah.
7 mana.
If this card was 6 mana, then fine, but it's not. It's another whole turn back.
So I think this will probably end up being a good, solid card in standard, maybe. But like Bat said, there's better board clears that you can play in Shaman and Wild. There's better, and you can play a shit ton of them. You can clear the board forever without playing this card.
Trips, what do you think?
I think this card is very, very, very situational.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still 7 mana, it deals 7 damage to the board, but I think like overall, Shaman has a lot more spells that can not necessarily do it as well, but do it earlier. And usually, like if you're playing some sort of control Shaman, I think by turn 7 you want to start playing your threats. I don't think you want to start playing removal.
It goes without saying that if this just dealt damage to the opponent's minions, then it would be better.
It's not.
But as it stands, like as a double-sided board clear, that's.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah.
It's not even the best board clear Shaman got in the set. So.
No. Yeah.
Okay, next we have the 2 mana Evil Totem. It's a 0/2 totem that reads, at the end of your turn, add a lackey to your hand. Bat.
Well, Quest needing Battlecry minions to go. Then playing this card on 2, adding a Battlecry minion that costs 1 to your doesn't sound terrible.
It's not terrible, and it's kind of like a Manatite totem. It has taunt, but it doesn't have taunt. You can hide it behind taunt, and if it goes off more than once, it's valuable. It's really powerful. Lackeys are strong. We've seen that. Could see play in different Shaman decks. It's possible. It's probable even.
I think it even can. I think even Shamans are going to test it out. And
I'm playing
they'll test it.
Yeah.
They'll test it for sure.
What do you think, Trips?
It has pseudo taunt, and if you leave this uncontested, then you're going to have issues. Now, like being able to give a totem rush and 1 attack to trade in, or if you somehow happen to get the evolve lackey, and now all of a sudden your evolve lackey, you just hit a 0 mana thing from below, and now you have a 7/7, or not 7/7, but a 7 drop. It's really hard to say. I think even Shaman are starting to go a little bit more late game, and lackeys definitely help that out, and they definitely help out keeping the board control. Once even Shaman loses board, that's where they have the biggest issues, and lackeys are going to help you keep the board.
They'll allow you to discover card draw, whatever.
And like in the biggest thing too, you discover bloodlust.
Yep. Okay. Next, we have the 7 mana Mogu Flesh Shaper. I can't read. It's a 3/4 that says rush. Costs 1 less for each minion on the battlefield. Bat.
This card is super good. It's super good if Shutterwalk continues to run Evolve, because this card coming down, making a value trade onto an aggro board, and then you evolving into an 8-drop sounds pretty solid to me. And yeah, that's about it, I think.
Mentalistic.
I wish this was odd costed, or sorry, even costed. It is odd costed. I pulled a rod. Yeah, I wish this card was even costed, because then it would be really, really powerful in even Shaman. This was like even 8 mana could be insane, like an extra copy of Sea Giant or something like that. But as it stands, like I'm not even gonna comment.
Yep. I think this is cool. I don't know how good it's gonna be. Trips.
This card's super fun, but token evolve Shaman isn't a thing in Wild, so it's not going to see play in Wild.
Whoa. I would like to counter this. Shutterwalk Shaman with Doppelgangsters and Evolve. It's already in the...
Yeah, Doppelgangsters and evolves in there, and it'll be reduced. It'll probably end up costing 3 mana most of the time.
I'm good with putting that into an aggro board, value trading, and then playing Evolve. I'm on board with that. Getting an 8-drop on turn 4 or 5. I'm good with that.
Okay.
Okay,
Enjoy
next.
your Hakar. I'm just kidding.
Watch me.
You don't get a Tyrion. I'll get a Hakar.
Ah, right.
We
The
have
1/1.
our 3-mana spell, Plague of Murlocs. Transform all Murlocs into random Murlocs.
You're not wrong though.
Or all
Bat.
minions into random Murlocs. I read it wrong, but it's transform all minions into random Murlocs.
Speaking of Shutterwalk, Sean, what do you think about this one? Bat, after you create your whole board to be Murlocs, you can run your thing in and then evolve it.
Synergy. Or you can just play this card and win the game because Murlocs suck and other minions that your opponent wants to play in their deck are generally bad. So any way to transform them into worse things is always good.
They should have put this in Odd Warrior.
Oh my god, my poor heart. I couldn't take it.
That would be amazing.
I would be able to take it.
Odd Warrior got its own things that are awesome. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
This is a good board clear, I think.
Yeah, it's a great. This is way better than the Earthquake. Trips, I know you love this card, right?
Devolve is such a powerful card, and this is way worlds better than a Devolve.
Yeah.
And if you wanted to be a little bit more aggressive, you could just run Old Murkai, and on, turn 7, you play this, you play Old Murkai. Murkai's going to be pretty damn buffed.
Yeah, and you get War Leaders or other things in there.
It's actually insane and wild, to be honest.
Yeah.
This card's insane.
It destroys anything Paladin.
Yeah. Oh, it destroys it. Yep. Okay, we have a 2-mana 2/2 Sandstorm Elemental. It says Battle Cry, deal 1 damage to all enemy minions. Overload 1. I know we're gonna take a break because we're gonna let Mentalistic go first on this because I know how he feels about this card. So Mentalistic, what do you think about this card?
Well, a lot of people are saying that this is better than Maelstrom Portal, and I have to disagree with that in a lot of ways. Well, especially in the Odd Paladin matchup, it's leagues better. And it has synergy with Thunderhead. I think it's good against aggro. But Maelstrom Portal can't clear the board with Never Surrender, and this plays around Never Surrender, clears the board, makes it incredibly difficult for Odd Paladin. So if there is any shamans that are running this, they draw it against Odd Paladin, you will beat them.
What do you think, Bat?
This card is unbelievable.
Literally just printed to fuck Odd Paladin.
Unfortunately, it overloads for 1, which makes me not love it very much at all.
Thunderhead.
Yeah, but
Thunderhead's a
I don't
4-drop,
You
so
run that anyways.
that's a lot of
Just
cards.
coin Thunderhead Zap. Oh, okay. I have a Thunderhead left over. I play Jade Claw and Sandstorm Elemental, and then my whole board's full, and I play my Sea Giant.
Yeah.
If only every game worked that way.
Yeah.
In the game and in the matchups where
It's not good against control.
this card is atrocious against control. But so is Maelstrom Portal. So is Maelstrom Portal.
Exactly. So is Maelstrom Portal.
I think
it might actually be better than Maelstrom Portal.
I don't.
Although Maelstrom Portal can deal 2 a lot of the time with spell power. That's the only thing that makes it better.
That's a real thing, though.
That's a big thing.
It is a real thing.
It's a big difference.
There's no denying that.
I've never gotten a spell
100%.
power totem when I've needed it on a Maelstrom Portal. Never.
Okay,
but...
then just run this instead. If you never. Simple.
What do you think, Trips?
At first, I thought this card was I thought Maelstrom Portal was worlds better. This doesn't get burst. This doesn't get buffed from spell power totem. And then I thought about it. I'm like, okay, so basically for 0 mana, I play on average, because the 1-drops are generally 1/2 or 2/1. Would I pay 0 mana for maybe 2/1 or 1/2 worth of stats? No battle cry, just a vanilla 0 mana 1/2. I don't think I would. And like I said, not being able to get the benefit off of spell power totem was huge. But then I seen the Shaman Legendary, and I think overloaded even cards are going to be huge. And so
Wait,
that
card's fucking even costed?
Yeah.
We're gonna get to that.
Fuck! I've been living on a fucking different planet.
So much for keeping this PG.
I mean, nothing with
Sorry.
Rod is PG, or barely anything with Rod is PG.
I'm
But
totally kidding.
So yeah,
Sorry for PG.
I think it's gonna depend on your build. If you're gonna go overload aggro, then I can see this being played over Maelstrom Portal. But I still think Maelstrom Portal is better because I don't want to pay 0 mana for like a 1/2 or 2/1 for overload 1, and I also want to be buffed for a spell power totem. But then when I seen that legendary, I'm like, okay, I can see Shaman wanting to overload themselves more.
You want to overload yourself for that then, because that is OP. Holy shit.
yeah, we'll speed through to get to that because next we have the 4 mana 3/2 splitting axe battle cry. Summon copies of your totems. Bat.
This card is so much fun. For my totem cruncher deck, we just want to make the biggest totem crunchers we can.
Yeah.
But in every other regard, it's cool if you're duplicating like 2 totem golems, but outside of that, it's pretty useless.
Mental.
You're 100% right, Trips, by the way. I didn't even see that. I thought there's no way that Blizzard would make that card even costed. But as far as this card being even costed, Thing for Below is not a totem, right?
Nope.
No.
This copy's like Totem Golem, all right?
It copies the new.
What else does it copy that's good?
The new
Spellpower
Lackey totem. The Lackey totem.
The evil totem.
Manatide totem.
Okay, I'm not sold on this one. I'm sold on Vicina. I'm sold on Sandstorm Elemental. I'm sold on those two. I'll run those two before I run this one.
Trips, what do you think?
If Flame Tongue Totem was still even costed, I could see this.
100%.
But it's not. So this card sucks. I think some people will experiment with it in aggro shaman, but this card sucks.
Yep.
Okay, next.
Well, yeah.
We could go through this one real fast. Is 0 mana Totemic Surge. Give your totems +2 attack. That.
This card is bad.
Yep. Mentalistic. Bad.
Card is nowhere near as good as Vicina.
It's bad. Trips.
I thought this card was going to be busted until I seen the legendary.
Yep. Okay, speaking of legendary, 4 mana 2/6 Vicina. While you're overloaded, your other minions have +2 attack. That.
While you're overloaded, win the game. Sounds good to me.
Even Shaman doesn't have Bloodlust, guys. So what can we do about that? Mental.
This card begs to be in some sort of Princess Bride meme, I feel. Is it close to one of the characters there?
I don't know, man. I don't think so.
Who's the guy who says inconceivable all the time?
Oh, the little short bald guy, yeah.
Yes, what's his name?
I don't know.
It's like Vicici or Vicina or
Something like that, yeah.
What is his name?
I don't fucking know. I've only seen that movie like 2 times.
Oh, it's an awesome movie.
Twice
Okay.
What do you think? What do you think, Trips?
Okay. I think this card's insanity.
Yeah,
Insanity.
this card's going to be insane.
I
mean,
don't.
they have to stick a board, but I mean, it's how hard is it for even Shaman to stick a board? And then you start playing minions with Thunderhead. You run Zaps, Lickums. I mean, it's this deck. This card is insane. So
Yeah. The card's bonkers. Okay, let's go. We got a 3 mana 3/3 weaponized wasp battlecry. If you control Lackey, deal through damage.
This needs to be 1 mana cheaper and 1/1 less for this to be super good.
Yeah.
That would be good with the totem.
Really good with the totem.
Mm.
But it's just not good enough, I think.
Not good in wild, no. I agree with that.
Yeah, I don't. I like its potential, but the mana cost does it in. Trips.
it's a better SI agent. I mean, you just have to have a Lackey generator.
Yeah.
Which is the hard part, right?
Yeah, so unless aggro, Lackey, Battlecry, Shaman becomes a thing, I don't really see this becoming a thing.
If you could play a Lackey, like if you could just play the, I don't know. There's not a lot of good generators for Shaman.
Okay, let's move on to Warlock. we got a 5-mana 4/4 Dark Pharaoh to Khan. Battle cry. For the rest of your game, your lackeys are 4/4. Bat.
Didn't you guys miss Quest Rogue?
Yeah, I kind of pointed that out, but I think that there's a difference. But yeah, there's a power level thing that's a little disconcerting about that. But yeah,
This could be unbelievably ridiculous 4 months from now when they release their third wave of lacks.
you mean lackey because they'll add one again like they did with this set.
They only had one more.
Yeah,
This set, I thought they added two.
No, they added one, but they added another
Start
round
with
of
lackey.
lackey generating cards. So
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Hey, I think that does the job.
What do you think, Mental?
If you're running some sort of like that, like Reno Jackson egg cube thing with the 2-mana sacrifice card where you get the 2 lackeys. I mean, this is not on my top 10, to be honest with you guys. I don't think it's going to be completely busted. I think it'll be pretty fair. And that's, yeah.
I like it. I think
The
this card.
lackeys are too easy to kill before the card comes down.
Yeah,
Too hard to set up.
yeah. I mean,
Warlock can do more disgusting things by turn 5 than make their lackeys 4/4. So
Definitely.
I think this card's
Yeah.
really powerful in standard though, like just because of what lackeys do in standard. Lackeys break games in standard, so.
we don't care about standard. Though.
And I know we don't. I'm just pointing out. Okay, next we have a 4-mana 3/5 Disease Vulture. After your hero takes damage on your turn, summon a random 3-cost minion. Bat.
This card is bad.
Yup.
Too slow.
Yep.
Needs to be 3 mana and less stat.
All you needed to do is say after your hero takes damage, summon a random 3-cost minion. I feel
That's too good.
Yeah.
See, I make a suggestion and it's too good. But it's like, yeah, you could run an even warlock even if it was
No,
if it
you
had
do
that
not run
text.
this in even lock.
I'm saying trips. If it had that text, if it said after your hero takes damage, summon a random 3-cost minion.
But there's still even if it said that, that's still way too fair for what
I
even lock wants to do on turn 4.
I tried.
No,
In its current state, it's trash.
like I want to tell you to go to your corner and go ahead and stand there while we finish the rest of this discussion. That was so bad. You do not put this in even warlock. It doesn't even. You don't even fix your lips to say that this goes in even warlock.
This card is bad. It's like a Zooey card in standard.
All right, fine.
Yeah.
I
So
can't
this
comment
goes
on
in
the
even
cards
warlock.
then. It goes straight to even warlock.
Straight into even
On the
warlock,
next
guys.
card.
Let's go.
That's what I heard. It goes straight.
Fuck. Okay.
Trip said it.
You guys are gonna.
It's okay.
All right, that's fine. I messed up. I made a rod.
It's okay.
I'm dreaming about the card being better than it is. That's
Yeah.
all.
Okay, we have a 3-mana 3/3 Evil Recruiter. Battle cry. Destroy a friendly lackey to summon a 5/5 demon. Bat.
This card is. It falls kind of in line with the lackeys are pretty easy to kill before this card comes down. But you're also not playing this card on curve either.
Yeah.
So on turn 3, this is good. I just don't see how you're playing this for its effect on 3 consistently, if at all.
I think it's probably better than the Dark Pharaoh, actually, in some circumstances. Like, just the way you can curve out, it's probably going to be better in like a Zoo style deck than the Pharaoh.
Yeah.
Because you can even play the Sinister Deal on like turn 2, something like that, and try and fit this in with it to make the 8/8 worth of stats, which is strong, but yeah, more in a Zoo style deck.
It's Zoo in standard.
I'm sorry about the diseased vulture trips. I didn't mean to say that they was good and even shot.
What do you think,
just-
Trips, of the Evil Recruiter?
He meant it.
This
I
card
didn't
is
mean it.
it's a super conditional 4-mana 7/7.
Yeah.
And I'm not quite sure how Zoo Warlock is gonna really be it. Maybe in standard, yes. Well, no.
Yeah. Okay, next we have a 2-mana 2/1 Expired Merchant. Battle cry. Discard your highest cost card, Death Rattle. Add 2 copies of it to your hand. Bat.
I don't know if any of you guys saw my tweet when I first saw this card. I had a conniption and had to uninstall Hearthstone on one of my tablets because I was so furious that Warlock got a card this powerful. Because I was just like, adding 2 Guldans doesn't seem fair. Adding 2 N'Zoths doesn't seem fair.
2
What
void
about,
birds.
okay, so everybody's going to hate me now, but what if you run this in even Warlock and you get 2 Molten Giants? It's even good, I think. I think it's even decent and even.
Yeah, I can see that.
That's fine. Yeah, it also just it adds more cards to your hand, so Mountain Giant comes down too. I mean, it definitely makes sense.
But I mean, this is basically it's a Defile activator, and you don't play this on turn 2. You play it on turn 4 with Defile.
Yep.
But you could play it on turn
Super
2
stupid.
before you've taken too much damage to ensure you get a Molten Giant and just like you get 2 more.
I want to try it in even Warlock because I feel like when you get 2 Molten Giants against aggro and taunt them with Sun Fury Protector, it's really good.
I mean, this card is insane. It's going to be a staple in Warlock for years to come.
It is.
Definitely. I think this is the best card in the set, actually.
You go Cobalt Lackey.
I got this as number 1 bat.
You go Cobalt Lackey into this card, and your curve is so fucking bonkers because of what Warlock does. This is an incredible card. Okay, next we have a 4 mana Embalming. Destroy minions, shuffle 3 worthless imps into your deck. Bat.
I don't hate this. A lot of people hate this. I don't hate this.
No.
Because I mean, I'm just from what I've been seeing is
everybody hates it, thinks it's awful.
Everybody hates it and thinks it's awful. I'm a little less.
Tool. You think it's anti-fatigue tool?
I don't think it's not even that. I just can't. I didn't hate Blast Crystal Potion when it was being played.
Yeah.
It's not awful.
It's not awful. It like I said, it really depends on which way the meta turns. If we're getting a lot of big stuff early in the game and you need a kill for it on 4, this is your guy. But
yeah,
I don't know.
We're just talking about Reno Warlock here, right?
Basically.
Yeah, Reno.
Basically, we're just talking about Reno Warlock. Did Trips leave because he's upset?
No, I think you could actually Reno Warlock and maybe even potentially run this in something like Mechathune just as an extra removal.
You could run this. You could run this if you wanted. It's not suggested necessarily. If you like the pun, all power to you.
The thing with it is if you're playing Hemet, you don't care about the 1/1s because they're gonna get destroyed when you hit your Hemet. So, Trips, what do you think?
What do you think, Trips? This card in Reno Warlock, or that's basically where we're talking about it.
Trips has a mouthful of something.
We're not saying it's good. I said I don't suggest that people run it necessarily. I like the pun though.
Sorry, there was a slice of cold pizza that I really, really wanted.
Okay.
This card is good, but you don't run it. You don't hard run this card. This is a card you want discovered.
Yeah.
How are you discovering this?
Blackies.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go on. We have the 3 mana 4/5 Nefer Set Thrasher. Whenever this takes damage, deal 3 damage to your hero.
Whenever this attacks.
Whenever this attacks. Sorry, I'm getting tired. Bat, what do you think?
Big fan of this card.
Where do you see
There it is. I see this in. I think this could fit in Reno Jackson's egg walk. It's just a huge body on 3.
Yeah, that's aggressive where you don't care you're taking damage. Yep.
Yeah, it's just super good.
Yep. What do you think, Mentalistic?
It's the body.
It's a solid body, but it's wild and it's kind of fair. I think it falls into the injured Blade Master sort of thing for me. I'll be right back.
Okay. Trips.
Card sucks.
I like it. I like it in an aggressive list, but I don't know. Yeah, let's go on. Okay, next we have a 1 mana spell, Plague of Flames. It says destroy all your minions. For each one, destroy a random enemy minion. Bat.
This card is super good, but it's only super consistent if you're not playing Gul'dan.
Yeah.
Which is why this is the nuts in Darkest Hour Warlock.
Yeah.
The nuts. Reno Lock would probably play this too, just because it's an extra tool.
Yeah.
So why not?
Yeah.
But across the board, probably not included in every variant.
So we had a pre-release yesterday. Me and Saucy Mailman and Andrew from the Happy Hearthstone, and the playing with this card in the like the brawl stuff. The card is super hard. It seems like to pull off as well as you want it to. It like seems like a better idea and concept than it is an actual execution in my experience from fooling around with the card. But I mean, that's because having a board at all times isn't an easy thing to do in Wild, especially. Trips.
This really is good in Darkest Hour Warlock.
Yep.
So,
Oh, look, it's a good card.
Mentalistic as he comes back. Okay, we were just saying it's a Darkest Hour, Dankest Hour kind of card. What do you think? What's your feeling on this card?
It's like you guys think it's a meme?
I don't think it. The card I played with it at the pre-release yesterday. It doesn't seem as good because of
as good as it looks like on paper.
Because you have to have a board to do something with, and which is not always easy, right? So it's
I think that this is like a B tier card in Reno Warlock. It's like a tech card.
Yeah. I like this card, but I don't think it's great. Let's go on.
I think it's a tech card in Reno Warlock.
Okay, next we have
extra board clears, but
yeah.
Shadow Flame's probably better most of the time, or anything else that you could run as a tech card. Well, that's not necessarily true. Like it does cost 1 mana, but you don't have a lot of minions in Reno Warlock to sacrifice to make the card work for sure.
It's like a zoo board clear, but then you're clearing your own board or something. Like I think the best thing you could get out of it is getting a Void Lord killed and using it the 1/3s to fuel it, maybe, right? Maybe that's
the Void Lord with the 1/3s,
yeah. Maybe to deal with snaps and stuff like that.
But actually, you're talking about Darkest Hour like it's a meme, and Darkest Hour is kind of a meme.
Your carpet too much.
It's pretty good in Darkest Hour because you have a lot of imp generators. If you think about it, right? You have a lot of imp generators, and you can just generate imps with like a farm scheme and sacrifice them all.
Yeah. Okay, let's move on. We have 6 mana 7/5 Rift Cleaver, Battle Cry. Destroy a minion. Your hero takes damage equal to its health. It's a demon. It's been kind of compared to like Siphon Soul, right? So, Bat, what do you think?
I think this card's infinitely better than Siphon Soul because it leaves a 7/5 body behind.
Yeah.
Which is obviously huge. This is an unbelievable card.
Mental, what do you think, my man?
What are you doing?
Again, I'm gonna make Trips upset here. I think this is probably playable in even Warlock, but there's a lot of slots in the deck, so they might not actually end up running this card. But it is powerful. The effect is powerful. No doubt about it.
I like this card a lot, and I think in even Warlock, you don't care about taking the damage, so it's a removal with a 7/5. And I mean, if you need to get something big out of your way, I think this is potentially really strong. So I like this card.
Might not want to put it in, but
yeah. Trips?
I think it sucks.
Okay, that's all we need to do. Okay, next we have the 1 mana spell, Sinister Deal. Discover Lackey. Bat.
It's fine. It's just synergy with the new legendary. That's about it. Lackeys are fine. Am I playing a 1 mana spell in my deck to discover a 1 mana minion? Probably not.
Yep. You don't discover it. Mentalistic.
Probably don't want to play this.
Yep. I think so too. It's not good. Trips.
I mean, I think it's just like every other lackey.
Yeah.
You sacrifice 1 mana to discover a lackey.
Yeah.
Every single lackey generator so far has basically followed the same suit.
Yeah.
You play the Murloc Lackey and Shaman, you overload for 1. Granted, it has a 2/1 body.
Yeah.
But you still overload for 1. So you're spending that mana there. Evil Cable Rat, it's a 2 mana 1/1.
Yeah.
So you're basically sacrificing that 1 mana for the actual
generation of the lackey. This just comes out a turn earlier.
This is better than the evil cable rat, but it's not saying much, right? That it's better than the cable rat. It might be playable in Zoo, but it's not great, and Zoo's not great. So.
And I think people may underestimate how powerful it is to discover the lackey.
Yeah.
Versus
the discovery is good.
Rather than if it was 1 mana get a random lackey, then it would be significantly worse.
Yeah.
But it's 1 mana discover a lackey, and you basically have 3 out of the 5 cards, and chances are you're looking for one in particular, and you'll be able to get it.
Yep.
Would you say that if you were playing Evil Recruiter in a deck like Zoo, you would want to put this in that same deck?
If you have a Zoo, yeah, especially with the way Zoo's going, if you're going to go like a lackey base, then obviously this goes in there. This is easily turn 1, or if you're on play, this is turn 1 coin the summon a 2/2 lackey. So for 2 mana, you basically get that 2 mana +1/+1. And then with the new 2 mana 2/6 with taunt, I mean, you can high roll cards like that.
Yeah.
The best one in control, you can't hit it consistently, but it's the one that discovers the secret, right?
The spell.
The one that discovers. Sorry, a spell. Why did I say secret?
I don't know.
Yep.
Okay, next we have the quest, Supreme Archaeology quest. Draw 20 cards, reward Tome of Origination. So what it's every time it's 2 mana, draw a card that's free, right? Is what it does. Is that?
Yeah.
Okay, what do you think, Bat?
I think it's too slow.
Yeah. Mental?
Complete trash.
I think the only time you ever use this is with B-Trug and like Quest or like the what is it, the plot twist, and that's the only time it's potentially good, because
Please
that's
put this in Snip Snap Warlock.
maybe trips.
No, just please do it.
For the average person, I'm gonna say this card sucks. But there's a person named Gildaniel that he plays the Darkness, and he plays Plot Twist, and he plays Elix, and he plays Dolmestadorian, and he plays B-Trug, and he's gonna love this card.
Yeah.
So unless you're Gildaniel, this card sucks.
All right, have fun, Daniel.
Okay, that's all Warlocks. So we got Warrior left of the classes.
We can skip Warrior.
We'll stream. I mean,
sat through Rogue, or you're sitting through Warrior.
Yeah, we sat through Paladin, and that was painful.
Trips, most of these cards aren't very good either. So we'll start off. We have
Whoa.
Armageddon or whatever the fuck it's called. Come on, Bat. I love Wild Warrior 2, and these cards are garbage, a lot of them. It's a 6 mana 4/7 beast that reads with taunt that reads, at the end of your turn, give all minions in your hand +2/+2. Bat, don't tell me you think this card's good.
I don't think this card's good because it's not an odd cost card, so I don't acknowledge its existence in the Warrior class.
Yep. Mentalistic.
That's fair. But see, like it's not going to be great in WoW.
Yeah. I don't think this card's good. Trips.
Too slow.
Card sucks.
Okay. Next, we have a 6 mana 6/7 Armored Goon. Whenever your hero attacks, gain 5 armor. That you don't acknowledge this card. Mentalistic.
This one is going to be good in Even Warlock.
Even Warlock? Yep. This card is not good. Trips.
Hey, Casual Fridays from Hearthstone has an Even Warlock, an Even Recruit Warlock, okay? He just got offended right now.
What do you think, Bat? I mean, is there actually anything you have to say about this?
Me? No.
Okay, I didn't think so. So, okay, we move on.
Yep.
Tripsy, did you actually have anything else to say?
No.
Okay. Next, we have a 3 mana 3/3 Bloodsworn Mercenary. Battlecry, choose a damage-friendly minion, summon a copy of it. Bat, you could comment on this one.
This card's going to copy a lot of Death Lord, and it's going to be real fun. That's all I can say.
I like this card a lot, but yeah, mental.
I love the card art on it too. It's so cool.
Yeah.
So cool.
The card art works. This might be the best card artwork in the entire set.
Yeah. I think it's worth arguing that. But I think this is a really cool card. I think it's a cool effect. I think it's decent.
Yeah.
You can run this in Odd Warrior if you want, but it's probably not going to create new archetypes or anything like that.
Yeah. Trips, what do you think?
This card is insane.
Yeah.
This card is insane. There are some disgusting things that you can do with this card.
Played this with the tower.
Oh yeah.
You could play with the tower. You can play this with what is it? In the 0 mana, deal 1 damage +2, and you can copy Leroy with it.
Yep.
There is some nasty things that you can do.
The one that I like. Oh, yeah. Sorry.
No, you're good, man.
You just get like an Emperor tick on this or Grom.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then you put the inner rage on it or whatever and copy it and hit them in the face. And that's like, those are the type of OTKs that I actually don't mind. They're not like super flashy with a bunch of arrows on them in Reddit.
Yeah.
But they're easy to kind of put together, and both the minions are kind of solid, and it's stuff you'd be wanting to run anyways. But I don't really see the archetype necessarily coming together around that specific card.
Okay, next we have a 2-mana 2/2 Frightened Flunky Taunt, a battle card. Discover a taunt minion. Bat doesn't comment because it's not an odd cost minion.
Whoa.
What do you think, though, Bat?
I think
You have your
2
turtle
mana Stone
already.
Hill Defenders and Quest Warrior are cool. That's all.
Yeah. Bat or mental?
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah, I think this is cool in a quest style warrior. You can't try the quest style warrior with the Into the Fray, and I think if you're playing the Into the Fray and you're playing the target dummies and stuff, you can definitely try this card. It's pretty cool.
Trips?
Stonehill Defender didn't see any play in Warrior. There's no reason why you should put this card in there.
Yeah. Okay, next is the Hack the System quest. Attack 5 times with your hero, reward Inrafet's core. What does the core do again?
It's trash.
Yeah, this card's bad. It's some kind of new aggro-y pirate in temp, like an aggro aggressive warrior. Bat, what do you think?
Bad.
Yeah. Trips?
Yeah,
bad.
That's I as much as I want Tempo Warrior to come back, it's not going to come back.
Okay, next we have another
expansion. Yeah.
Yep. We have another bad card, Into the Fray. Give all taunt minions in your hand +2/+2. Bat?
How is this a bad card? Let's make cheap taunt minions big.
Just to look at it. That's why it's bad. It's just the same reason Armadillo is bad.
This is so much better
this
than
is-
Armadillo.
This is better than Armadillo.
Come on.
Because you play shitty cards like Stonehill Defender and Frightened Flunky and Target Dummy. And this card actually can make them good in some scenarios. Can make them playable in some scenarios.
So you have to
but
play
not,
bad,
like,
unplayable
amazing.
cards that conditionally get good by a +2.
in a very mediocre deck, you have to play cards, but this card specifically in that list, it's the engine for it, or it helps make it function. You know,
Pat, it never gets played in Odd Warrior, right?
No, I don't. I play.
It's trash.
The only taunt, I'll tell you right now, the only taunt minions I play are Deathlord and Ziliax. I play 3 taunts in the Odd Warrior, so
I think this is terrible.
I think this is a one of in those quest Odd Warriors, but that's about it because even a lot of the taunts that they want to run are Found in Militia, and you only get that first buff on it. So.
Okay, next we have the 3-mana 2/2 Live Wire Lands. After your hero attacks, add a lackey to your hand. I think this goes in the aggressive kind of thing that they're kind of pushing, but I don't know. Bat, what do you think?
this card's fine. It's just two weapons are not great, especially when they cost more than 2. So I'm not the biggest fan of it personally.
What do you think,
But I
Mental?
can understand. I can understand why some people are excited about it.
Yeah,
because
Mental?
it's just lackeys for the class.
Yeah.
I don't know about this one. Yeah, this one like Warlock could. I know Warlock doesn't run weapons, but if Warlock had this card, it could make some of their lackey shit like actually decent. But it's just like they give lackey support to a class, and then they give lackey synergy to a different class. And this class, we're getting lackey cards that are like mediocre to unplayable, but we don't see any synergy. So I don't see why you play this.
Okay. Next, the best card in the set for Bat? No, it's the 5-mana Plague of Wrath. Destroy all damaged minions. This card's great. That's incredible. Bat?
Oh yeah, this is awesome. This is exactly what Odd Warrior needed.
It's better than Brawl.
Brawl sucks. This card is infinitely better than Brawl because Brawl loses.
Yep.
And this card can't lose if you just play cards like Whirlwind.
Yep.
So this makes me really happy.
What do you think, Mental?
I agree with Bat in this way. Like, I think this card is the best warrior card out of the set. Yep, for sure, easily, no question about it. But Bloodsworn Mercenary is pretty solid as well. This is decent.
What do you think? What do you think, Trips?
I think that this card costs too much. It should be 4 mana.
No, you just don't want an Odd Warrior.
Exactly.
So, okay, next we have 4 mana, 3/2 Restless Mummy, Rush Reborn. Bat.
Good card.
Yep.
Really good card.
Mental.
Wish it was 5 mana.
Which, if this was 3 mana,
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm not greedy.
that'd be okay. Okay, you're not greedy.
I'm not
All
greedy.
right. Yeah, can't run an Odd Warrior, so I don't think you'll see play.
Yep. Trips.
This card is really, really good, but I don't
See where it gets played.
Yeah, I don't see. It's a really good card. It's a really great value card.
Yeah.
Rush Warrior isn't a thing in Wild, so I don't think it sees play in Wild.
Okay, next.
Try it.
What is that?
No, I'm just saying you could try it if you wanted.
Yeah.
Town Crier is a pretty good card.
Yep. Okay, next we have a 8 mana 3/6 Tomb Warden Taunt. It's a mech Taunt Battlecry. Summon a copy of this minion. So all I want to say, I don't think we have much to say about this, but this is great. You're never putting this in your deck, and you're just discovering this and happy with it off of Dr. Boone, right? Okay. Does anyone have anything else to say about that?
No, that's basically it. Like, this card sucks, but it's gonna piss me off so much because it's gonna come from Dr. Boom.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so Warrior is done. So we're all exhausted. So do you guys just want to talk about the legendaries in neutral, or just glance over them and that's all?
Yeah. Let's do that.
Okay, here we're the neutral. There they are. Okay, cool. So let's just we're not gonna talk about anything. If you guys have any questions, you could ask us in Discord or wherever else. Okay, first.
Wait a second here. Oh, I thought you were skipping over all the neutrals.
No, we're just gonna talk about. We're gonna glance over the legendaries and just get out of here because we're all exhausted. But okay,
just the legendary neutrals.
Yeah. So yep. So we have 10 mana, 10/10 Colossus of the Moon, with Divine Shield and Reborn. Bat.
This card is trolly. This is gonna be really fun to get off Elysiana, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
We're definitely not just doing the legendary neutrals. We're not necessarily going to do all the neutrals, but I might want to nominate some.
Okay, if you want to nominate some, we're all getting exhausted, and I got to edit stuff.
I'm
but yeah,
Questing Explorer.
we could do that. What do you think about this?
This card?
Yeah.
We don't have to talk about this card if you don't want to.
I'm okay with it. Trips. I mean, it's cool, but that's all I have to say.
Yeah, this card sucks.
Okay. So which one do you want to talk about?
I want to talk about Mermy, Beaming Sidekick.
We have to talk about Trips'
Serpent
card.
Egg, and Questing Explorer. Primarily Questing Explorer.
Just going through all the cards. Just tell me when to stop.
We want to talk about Zephyrus, maybe Octosari.
Okay.
But
let's do this then. 10 mana, 5/5 King Ferris. Battlecry. For each spell in your hand, summon a random minion of the same cost. Pat.
Too slow.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's too slow. Trips.
Too slow.
Okay.
Skip.
Here. Magu Cultist. We'll talk about this because this makes Trips happy.
Day 1 Golden Craft. Day 1 Golden Craft.
1 mana, 1/1 Magu Cultist. Battlecry.
Day 1 Golden Craft.
If your board is full. Pat, did you see the animation?
I did, yeah.
It's super cool. It says battle cry, if your board is full of Magu cultists, sacrifice them all and summon Highkeeper Ra. Highkeeper Ra does 20 damage to everyone of your, all opponents, your enemies, at the end of your turn. So it's really cool. Bat, what do you think about this guy?
I think that the animation's cool. That's about it.
I think it's cool and memey, but I don't know. Mental?
It's a perfect tier 5 card.
Yeah.
So a good tier 5 card, yeah. If your deck is full of shit and your board is full of shit, then you get a shit on your opponent. So awesome.
Yeah. Mortuary Machine's bad. What did we? Mermy, we don't need it.
Mermy is interesting. We can review Mermy. Look at Mermy.
I already went past it. It's too late, Mental. We've gone too far.
Go back to it because are you gonna say that freaking the mech 1 drop is complete garbage?
No, I'm gonna say we're all tired and almost ready to go. Is what I'm gonna say. So what? Let's
look at Questing Explorer.
Okay. Where's Questing Explorer here? Do we do it? Oh, so what? Anyone have anything to say about Octasari? Which is
yes.
Okay.
Yes.
What do you think, Pat?
This is going in Treachery World. I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
I like milling my opponent's deck and then giving them a card that will draw them 8 cards with it. I'm a fan. That's all I'm saying. All I have to say on the subject.
Yeah.
Might be a meme. I don't know.
The animation's
It's a Treachery Warlock card. I've even heard some people talk about putting it in Even Shaman for card draw.
Yeah.
Hey, I like that too.
What do you think, Mental?
That's pretty interesting.
Okay, so what do you want to see? What is the card that you're interested in?
Okay, I want to see that card. Look at that card.
Okay. 2 mana, 2/3, Questing Explorer.
Also, why didn't we talk about Mermy? That card's decent.
It's a Mecharoo.
It's a Mecharoo, exactly. Mecharoo. Okay. People run Mecharoo, and Murloc Shaman's getting played.
Just because it's late, Mental, that's all. Okay, we have our 2 mana, 2/3, Questing Explorer. Battlecry, if you control a quest, draw a card. This is cool if you have a card that's like quest that's going to be like Quest Priest or whatever. I don't know. What do you want to say, Mental?
What does nobody else think this card is decent?
This card's really good, yeah.
Yeah.
I just think we're all exhausted with what I'm thinking.
Okay, I think that's the best card that's left, probably. We can talk about the Serpent Egg if you want.
The card's nice.
He's like, okay.
Simiot's cool. It's a 7 mana, 6/6 elemental. Battlecry, gain 2 of Rush.
I have like the Aladdin shit in my head when I see this card. Like all the Aladdin songs and stuff.
It's a djinn. It's a genie. So what do you think about anything?
Never had a friend like me.
All right. On that note, I mean, it's a good card.
I think it's cool. It's versatile. It could do a lot of things. Mental?
You never had a friend like me.
Trips, do you have anything to say?
No, I think I kind of went into depth when we talked about this card the last podcast.
Okay, cool.
Oh, did you guys talk about that card in depth in the last podcast?
Yeah. Okay, guys. I think that's wrapping it up, man. I don't think that. Okay, we'll talk about Zephyrs. Okay, we'll talk about Zephyrs real quick, and then we'll
wrap it up. Huge mistake.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is the what is the cherry on the cake? I guess?
Yeah. Okay, it's a 2 mana, 3/2 elemental Battlecry. If your deck has no duplicates, wish for the perfect card. This card will do things like with Murlocs on the board, or Pirates on the board will give you a Hungry Crab, or not a Hungry Crab, Trips' favorite card, Blocket Crawler. It runs off of some algorithm they have, so I don't know. Bat, what do you think?
I think it's cool. I don't see how it can be abysmal.
Yeah.
If it works how they say it's gonna work, then it can't be the worst card that I've ever seen.
Mental, what do you think?
So I think it's a auto include in all Reno decks until we decide otherwise.
Yep, me too. Trips, what do you think?
This card is basically the best card in the game according to the algorithm. It gives you an out every single time.
Yep, guys. So that's it. Guys, I'm exhausted. It's been going forever, and I got to edit, but I had a blast. Pat, Mental, thank you for joining us so much, guys.
Thank you guys all so much. This is our first time ever doing this, and we really didn't know what we stepped into.
Well, I had an idea, but holy shit, yeah, it's in my computer problems in the middle didn't help. But
Rod's computer problems. It's basically karma for him not paying me.
Yeah. Okay, guys. We have your Twitter handles. Does anybody else want to plug anything else? And then we're going to go.
No, all good here.
Okay, guys. Well, I love you. Thank you for coming by, guys. I'm going to be editing it, and I'm going to put this up, and I will see you guys later.